taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me and other readers in the comments section. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. So today's pick a card is all about, or it's all derived from messages from your ancestors about the next 30 days. So I just asked them to come on through, give us some information, advice, love, support, assistance, details on good news and blessings coming our way, things that are being healed, whatever it was that they wanted to say. I just allowed them to sort of take over. Now, for me as the reader, I intended for this reading to cover your next 30 days. This is a timeless reading. I'm filming this right before moving into October of 2022, but this is a timeless reading, so you could be seeing this at any point in time after October, and this will still apply to you, whichever messages that you were intuitively drawn or connected to. But I just wanted to explain that for me, from my side of things, I'm looking into your next 30 days, but when it comes to the spiritual realm versus the mundane realm, time works completely differently. So the messages in these piles today, they may reflect on anything that may have happened in your recent past, is going on currently, or will be occurring in the near future for you. The oracle cards that I'm using up here right now is the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards, because you guys know I legitimately always forget to tell you guys what cards I'm using. I don't do it on purpose, I swear. I just forget. It's the last thing I'm thinking of when it comes to tags and creating thumbnails and the title and descriptions and all this other stuff. So it's just the last thing I'm thinking about, and it's quite a bit of research going back and trying to figure out where I bought this deck from and that deck from. But I'm going to try to remember to at least show you guys the boxes and stuff like that in the videos, because that's a lot easier for me than actually linking all the cards and stuff below. But anyways, let's just jump straight into the disclaimers and the meditation. Obviously, this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life, so if you hear something you don't like and think that you're just doomed to that reality, then you're not using my readings correctly. I conduct these readings for confirmation, not answers. If you hear something for the first time, please do not take that message without receiving confirmation from your higher self and spiritual team. Realize at the end of the day, your free will and what you do with it determines your outcomes, and not a pick a card reading on YouTube. Please be responsible and accountable for your own actions, and use this simply as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. For those of you that want to participate in the meditation, again, this is a general reading for the collective, and in order for this reading to resonate with you personally, you have to be personally synced into the energy of the reading. To help you do that, and to help you select a pile with your third eye, not your physical ones, I'm going to be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into it, I will be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that like to pick piles with objects on them. After the clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you're drawn to another pile, it's because there is another message for you in that pile. If you're ready, get into a relaxed position. Become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet, and work that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self, so you can receive confirming messages from the ancestral realm about the next 30 days of your life. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. On pile 1 is black tourmaline. On pile 2 is blue kyanite. On pile 3 is labradorite. pile 4 is smoky quartz. All right, in pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So we are starting off with your tarot cards today to check out what it is that your ancestors want to tell you about, good news, blessings, any sort of information that they want to throw at you right now, as well as guidance, advice, anything that comes through. I'm just going to allow them to sort of like take over your reading. And now I do want to kind of clear up and just reiterate that I have set the energy in each of these piles today to focus on the next 30 days for you specifically, but obviously the spiritual realm does not work on our clock. They work on their own clock. It just works differently. Time works differently over there in the spiritual realm versus over here in the mundane realm. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Whatever messages pop up, this could be something that happened in the recent past. It could be going on right now in your life. This could be something that is coming up in the future for you. So keep that in mind. It could fall within the 30 days, a little bit after, or even in your past. Okay, so anyways, let's just get started and see what it is, pile 1, that your ancestors want to say to you today. So the very first message or card that we have here for you is the 5, 6, 7, 8 of Cups. Yeah, I gotta count sometimes when I'm used to staring at the RWS version. I just want to make sure I got the right card. But anyways, we got the 8 of Cups here. First card for you. This card, this energy literally has been everywhere for the collective. With the different cosmic energies and all the astrology stuff. It's been wild. The next card that we have for you is the 9 of Swords. Actually, I want to turn this upright and just kind of look at this for a moment, show you guys as well, because this is a different deck. It's a new deck I just got. I actually just premiered this deck over on Patreon with a different reading that I did about what kind of magician are you, but I love this deck. And the fact that he has like a rainbow over his face here. This is a very good, powerful card for you, pile 1. And then underneath the deck, as far as the hidden energy that we have for you, is the Knight of Swords, and it was in reverse. I'll show you guys what it looks like upright. I love this Knight of Swords. So chic, right? Okay, so for you, pile one, there is some good news that is coming in here. It's more so coming from the spiritual side, though, where I see your spiritual team, ancestors, angels, guides, celebrating you walking away from something. Could be like a stressful or toxic job, relationship, environment, home, neighborhood, lifestyle, whatever this is. With this being the Eight of Cups, this is like a repeat situation where someone has like repeatedly offended or repeatedly crossed a line, or if it's not a person, it's a situation. Again, this could be a job, a lifestyle, habit, routine, whatever. I just feel like with this Eight of Cups, someone crossed a line again, and it's something that you will not put up with. This Eight of Cups for me feels like someone or something giving you one more reason to walk away, and it's the final reason. This doesn't have to be a relationship. This could be your diet or your sleeping schedule that's like causing high blood pressure, and it's just one more reason to get really serious about your health. Just an example. But this is like wide ranging in the sense that this can apply to many different situations in your life. For some of you, this is a break from social media, because I kind of just heard social media. So this could be stepping away if whatever this is has become more bad than good or more toxic than healthy. Then over the next 30 days, possibly in October, this is a timeless reading though, so whenever you're drawn to it, it will be meant for you to see and hear these messages. But I'm filming this in the beginning of October, actually right before October 1st here. So it's like end of September. But looking into the next 30 days for you, you're going to feel that final push to walk away or to step away from something. You're also going to feel strong enough to step away. Even if you're still a little bit reluctant, this Eight of Cups, it's like, it's very resilient, but like the Eight, because it's ruled by the Strength card, the Major Arcana card, Strength, which is number 8, the Major Arcana. It rules all the minor arcana 8s in tarot. So it rules the Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. And these are very resilient cards. They have a resilient energy behind them. Eight of Cups, though, it definitely talks about that strength coming through in a very sad, difficult time or experience or moment where you really have to muster this courage and this strength from somewhere deep. It's not something that you can fake. It's not superficial strength. It's not something you can manufacture. It's not something you can even talk yourself into. This strength has to come from somewhere else. This dead ass is coming straight from your ancestors. This Eight of Cups right here. This kind of like, it's almost like a second wind, or it's almost like this this ability to, like, even though maybe you're tired, even though maybe you're hurt, even though maybe you're disappointed, you still have enough energy and enough clarity of thought to understand and to have this like self-respect for yourself where you actually still walk away. Okay, so this is happening over the next like 30 days for you guys. It could be something that's happening right now or that has happened in the recent past. But for those of you in a separation, it's only for a few of you in this pile, okay? But if you have been missing someone or something, they've been missing you too. And this Eight of Cups, I'm not gonna lie, is a very healthy reconciliation, okay? You and someone else could decide together, there's been enough time spent alone, or this separation has given us everything that we needed and it's time to come back together. Because for me, this Eight of Cups doesn't just feel like leaving, it also feels like walking towards something. Even if there's a reconciliation pile one, just know that this is not you returning. Okay, this is not you returning to how things were when you decided to leave or distance yourself. You are literally going into a totally transformed situation. For example, let's say that this is like you and your ex reconciling. I promise you, over the next like 30 days or whenever it is that you are seeing this, you're going to feel like you are getting to know a whole new person and adjusting to a whole new connection or relationship. This Nine of Swords is talking about my pile ones being disturbed by the feeling of having to leave as well. So it's like going back to that example, feeling haunted or chased by this idea of having to leave your relationship because it wasn't getting any better. For you, pile one, this Nine of Swords was the inevitable that kept you up at night. Something that you were fighting, something you were resisting, maybe something that you were even trying to avoid or be in denial with, but you couldn't. These Nine of Swords are like 9 different truths truths just stabbed into you, or they're literally just sitting there hovering over you as you're trying to relax and sleep at night and replenish your own energy. These truths were just sitting on you. They had literally absorbed into your auric field, into your energy. You couldn't get away from it. So there was some sort of thing here that felt inevitable. Okay, so again, this was just like you being like, I know the situation is going to change. I know it's not going to get any better. I know I have to leave. I know I need to do this. I know I need to make some changes. I know. But this Nine of Swords in reverse is detailing you knowing that you need to do something, but it doesn't make it any less difficult. It doesn't make it any easier that like just going back to that example, knowing for a fact that you have to leave your relationship because it's toxic or for whatever reason. You may know that, but it doesn't make it any easier to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like this situation is like, I know what I need to do. I know what I have to do. It's just so emotionally exhausting or difficult or challenging. And you knowing what you needed to do, if anything, made it more difficult is what I'm picking up from my pile ones. So this is something that you were fighting. You didn't want to accept that at the time. The only thing that you could do was leave with this Eight of Cups right here and walk away. Literally, that was for my pile ones here. If you've intuitively selected the right pile, there's a situation that you're going through now, or that you have gone through in the recent past, or will be going through in the future, where literally your only option is to walk away, Eight of Cups style. And the next 30 days, your ancestors are kind of saying the inevitable may have happened or will happen, but guess what? You're not nearly as bothered, hurt, sad, or anxious as you thought you would be. In fact, it feels good, necessary even. It's funny because you actually sound a lot like what we've been discussing over on Patreon and with the astrological forecast with Mercury when he was retrograde. He was conjunct Venus in Virgo. And there was a rewarding feeling there for finally facing something, finally doing something that maybe we thought we couldn't do. Like maybe you thought you'd never leave that job or relationship or situation. And they thought the same exact thing too. There's a massive show of strength that you were displaying in October, and you are going to surprise yourself. But the most surprising thing here is the lack of stress from finally facing the inevitable. It's like this inevitable kind of kept you in one spot. You were a little too maybe afraid to make a move because it's like you knew the only move that you could make. Everything else was too exhausting. And even the move that you needed to make was also exhausting. But it's like at the same time too, once you actually do it, all of those feelings that you thought you were going to feel, or the intensity that you thought was going to literally descend upon your emotional being, just doesn't happen. It's like somebody took a wand and went poof. And it's like there's no emotional reaction like the one that you projected or thought you were going to have by doing this Eight of Cups necessary move here. It's not what you expected it to be. And it's funny because this is good news to your spiritual team as well. Your ancestors are rejoicing about this. They're so proud of you for walking away and leaving something behind, or putting something to rest because it's for your own sake. So this is almost like a reading for them. So yeah, let's get some oracle cards to see physical blessings and other good news and other messages, other things that your ancestors wanted to detail for you. But pile one, you may have been drawn to another pile as well, because I'm telling you the tarot portion of pile one is for your spiritual team. It's like they came here to get a reading. I don't know. And I just heard that you were finally going to be able to buy it. You're finally going to be able to buy it, whatever that is. I don't know. Maybe you guys have been saving up for something or eyeing something, but that's a very personal message for somebody in this pile. Also, too, with this Eight of Cups, my pile one's literally kind of like maybe barely missed something in the recent past. Essentially, God's hand being like directly over you. If this wasn't you, it was a loved one of yours. Something to do with their home. I don't know what's up with their home. Maybe it's like a storm missed them, a windstorm, some sort of like destruction to the home, possibly. Flooding, a fire, anything like that. Yeah. Something you just missed with that. Another thing, it could have also had to do something with zoning. I don't know why I'm saying that. But another thing that I'm saying here too with this Eight of Cups for you. All right, sorry you guys. Also a phone call came in. Another thing that I'm also seeing with this Eight of Cups right here that you're your ancestors are detailing, actually it has to do with this Eight of Cups and the Knight of Swords in reverse. A lot of you guys, maybe in the past, you were kind of worried about your position. You're worried about your position. You're wondering if somewhere maybe had some room for you with this Nine of Swords in reverse right here. I'm seeing specifically with this Eight of Cups, your ancestors saying that they are going to make a path for you or make a way for you. You see with this Eight of Cups right here, how they're just literally walking through this field and they're kind of clearing the field with every step that they take. This is a lot of effort that this is going to take on your part, that you guys may be currently going through right now, have gone through in the recent past, or will be over the next 30 days. It's going to literally feel like you have to make your own path. So this could be something that you guys are walking away from that maybe nobody around you has ever done before. Maybe, like, for example, maybe nobody in your family has ever gotten a divorce or something like that, or has ever split up like their family home. Maybe nobody's ever walked away from their career in your family or something like that. This is a path that you guys are taking that is, it's like no one's ever done it around you with this Eight of Cups right here. And you guys may be worried about that. This is something that your ancestors are also helping with this Knight of Swords in reverse. So this isn't necessarily something that you're going to receive logical clarity on when it comes to like, okay, well, nobody in my family has ever walked away from their career, right? If you're sitting and waiting for logical reasons to not do it or to do it, it's going to pass you by, because it's not about that with the Knight of Swords in reverse. Your ancestors specifically are saying with this Knight of Swords in reverse, this is actually about relieving fears from you. And getting more logical reasons is not going to help alleviate the fears that are surging through your body. The thing that's going to help you relieve those fears is actually doing it. Because it won't make logical sense with this Eight of Cups right here. Again, like, there's no path for her to walk. There's no path for this person to walk. The only way that they're clearing a path is by doing it themselves. So there's something here where it's like, you're not going to see a path wherever it is that you look over the next 30 days. You're not going to see it. Don't let this bother you with the Nine of Swords in reverse. And more than likely, like I said earlier, this is something that won't bother you guys. You guys may be anticipating fear. You may be anticipating stress. You may be anticipating rejection or failure or something like that. It's not going to touch you. It's not meant to. You're meant to actually carve a path. Okay, so there's something over the next month, the next 30 days that your ancestors are saying it's time to start carving this path, and it's not going to be nearly as scary as you expected. Also, I don't know if someone here has something near your front door or maybe on your porch. For some of you, it's like a little statue or maybe like even a plant that has been programmed with intentions for safety. Don't know why this is coming through, but someone is showing me your front door being protected. So whoever crosses your threshold over the next 30 days, someone might not be able to. Someone may cancel plans to meet you right before they show up at your house over the next month or so. It's because of the protection. This could be something, again, that has been happening in the recent past or is currently happening. It could have happened a few hours ago before you saw this reading, where you had plans with someone, maybe for them to come over to your place. It could have been for you to go over their place, but more than likely it was for them to come over to your place, and they canceled. Okay, this is all because of the protection. Your spiritual team wanted me to highlight that. Your ancestors wanted me to highlight that for someone that may be worried about who walks into your home. Maybe you have roommates and cannot control everybody that comes in, so you've put protection down without telling anyone, but someone won't be able to come into your home over the next 30 days. It could be one person or a few people. It's like every time they try to come over, something comes up and they cancel, or they have to cancel. If you have a pet, your pet won't like them either. I don't know why they're showing all of these details, but it's very specific or personal for someone here. Okay, so let's get Oracle. It's Oracle card time. So first thing, let's pull some I have some new decks that I want to show you guys. So let's pull some Oracle cards here to see what spiritual numbers or angel numbers you guys might be seeing and what they could mean over the next 30 days. And this will have something to do with your ancestors. Okay, so let's see. So we have here we've got the number 2332, and this says sign to pursue your passion, time to pursue what you want most in life. This is that 8 of Cups. Like I said, some of you guys are a little bit worried about, is there a path for me? Is there room for me? You're going to make room. That's the point. Okay, the next number that we have here. Exactly, 99, sign of leadership. You inspire and lead by your higher perspective. Again, with that 8 of Cups coming through. The next number here is 808, sign of balanced mind and spirit. Mind and heart are aligned with universal flow. This is why you guys are not going to be absorbing that stress and that fear that you're anticipating you're going to feel. This is why it's going to completely miss you, because you guys are so balanced between mind and spirit. That's something that your ancestors are also helping you with. And then we have here 7777, sign you're on the right path. 8 of Cups, things will manifest quickly. Again, you guys, okay, so watch out for 7777, 808, 99, 2332. These numbers you could be seeing. Let's see what was underneath the deck here. We've got 4444, sign of divine intervention. The universe has heard your request, you guys. So beautiful. So this is what your ancestors are working on for you guys over the next 30 days. So let me keep these out. Hold on. Let's see some other things that they wanted to highlight about the next 30 days. Anything that could be changing in your life or coming in that you are unaware of. So let's see what we have. We have behind a mask. Things may be hidden from you. Make sure you double check everything and be careful who you trust at this time. Yeah, like I was saying with this 8 of Cups, this is you guys knowing for a fact that somebody is wearing a mask, or you know for a fact somebody or something is toxic, and the only option that you have is to 8 of Cups it, to walk the hell away. So yeah, this may be confirmation for some of you if you keep coming back to the question and wondering, is somebody trustworthy? The reason that your spirit is still disturbed is because you may be trying to ignore a truth. There could be some sort of like denial that you're abandoning. And this is what's happening for you guys in the next 30 days that also your ancestors are assisting you with. And we have here, stop and reassess. You need more information about the situation in order to make the right decision. Look into it further and pay attention to details. This is totally this Knight of Swords in reverse right here. Do not just run off with an assumption, with a projection, with anything that you're just looking at surface layer. Okay, because the truth is not necessarily going to become maybe as clear over the next 30 days. This will be something that happens over the next 30 days, or a situation or an experience will need you to move at a slower pace, which is why your Knight of Swords, which is a very fast card in tarot, is in reverse. And then let's see what's under the deck. We have heart's messages. Expect to receive a message that will make your heart feel full. Let your heart be your guiding key. So there's heart's messages, or messages that feel very emotionally fulfilling coming in for you guys over the next 30 days. It could be with somebody that maybe you've separated from, walked away from. It could be some form of an apology, or you guys just having a really deep, honest, thought-provoking conversation where you guys are really getting down to the bottom of whatever may be going on. Let's get some other cards. I've got so many cards to pull for you guys. Let's see. Let's get some other messages in terms of just anything that your ancestors want to detail for you about good news, blessings, any advice, guidance over the next 30 days. Okay, so we have here Taurus season that they want to point out. Some of you guys may be dealing with a Taurus. You could be a Taurus yourself or have a very strong Taurus, second house, Venus energy. But it says here Taurus season, slowly over a period of time. This sounds a lot like that Knight of Swords in reverse. Mature, indulgent, secure, enduring. Invest in what offers stability. This is what you guys, I feel like, are searching for, my pile ones, is stability with this 8 of Cups right here. You weren't getting that somewhere. No matter how, like I said, you guys are trying to avoid the inevitable. And inevitably, what you knew is that you weren't going to find whatever it was that you were seeking, whether it was stability, security, or something else. You weren't going to find it where you were at. And so it's like you have to walk away. You have to walk somewhere else. You have to venture somewhere else to find what you're looking for. Just saw 111 on my clock. That may be very significant for my pile ones. Yes, you are pile one. Let's get another card. Any sort of details that you're Oh my goodness, look, March. Okay, it says there will be showers of blessings, luck, St. Patrick's Day, abundance. Anything you do will turn to gold. Period, pile one. You guys don't have to worry. Like I was saying with this Eight of Cups, some of you are using this Eight of Cups as detailing like a work situation, or it has something to do with your self-worth when it comes to the industry that you're involved in, the career that you have. And basically this card here says March. So this could definitely technically be March for some of you. March rules the end of Pisces season, as well as the beginning of Aries season, or majority of Aries season. If you're looking into tropical timing and Vedic timing, those dates will definitely be different. March will actually be detailing what Pisces season, I believe, for Vedic. But yeah, it says, so this could actually be March for some of you guys, or this is just talking about over the next 30 days. There's going to be this sense of March energy. When we enter into March, it's this feeling of the first of the year all over again, January 1st all over again, of the new year all over again. And this is because the earth has her own calendar. She has her own clock where she says, this is the spring equinox, or this is when I'm experiencing this. And so March has this way of kicking off spring. And so this is when we're seeing life come out of hibernation, animals coming out of their quiet zones and their quiet spaces and starting to get back to life. The sun is staying out longer in the northern hemisphere anyways. So it's like, yeah, you know, when it comes to March, there's a sense of renewal. So this is something that's also happening with you guys over the next 30 days. And it's because of this Eight of Cups, this sense of renewal here. And that may be why you guys are actually feeling rewarding, because either you feel like, you know what, I know I am walking into gold. I know I am walking into abundance. I know I'm walking into nothing but blessings. Rainbows may also be something significant for you guys. Just saying, oh, we have a rainbow in this guy's face. I pointed that out. Oh my God. Yes, this oh my God, you guys, this is exactly what you're walking into, pile one. Exactly what you're walking into. Your ancestors, they were trying to be bold with this rainbow thing here. And then that coming out with this Nine of Swords in reverse. That's beautiful. It's incredible. But anything you do will turn to gold, especially whatever it is that's happening over the next 30 days for you guys. But also look to March, Pisces season, Aries season as well. And then, did I look under the deck for that? Oh, okay. Well, we have springtime was underneath March. Okay, things are beginning to bloom. Exactly. New beginning, rebirth, growth. The answer lies in newness. The only way for you guys to get the answers is to do new, is to do the inevitable. This is something I've been talking about since the very beginning of 2022. I think actually in December of 2021, started talking about on Patreon what to expect in this year, 2022. And we saw in the charts how it's like everybody's going to be very focused on pleasure. How do I make my life more pleasurable? How do I make things feel more rewarding? How do I make myself feel better? People are ready to make drastic changes, even if it means walking away from relationships, marriages, jobs, careers, homes, things that we own, giving up everything that we own to find something that brings this sense of inner fulfillment. But the thing was with the 2022 chart, and I basically saw all that just based off of where the North Node and South Node was at. North Node is in Taurus, and South Node is obviously going to be in Scorpio. And so the only thing is like this year is literally wide open and is saying, your heart's desires are right here. Take them if you want them. The only thing is you have to go through your greatest fears first in order to get it. So this year is packing a damn punch. It's saying you can literally have your heart's desires. It's an arm's reach with the North Node being in Taurus. If you know anything about astrology, Taurus is all about luxury. It's all about living the best quality of life to our definition. And so when we're dealing with Taurus energy, North Node is all about fate, and Taurus energy, the best life that I can live in this physical incarnation. This is what everybody's moving towards. Only thing is that South Node causing all that resistance is saying you got to go through me first. South Node is in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign that's ruled by Pluto, darkest planet in the solar system. This has to do with our greatest darkness. This has to do with whatever seems so dark that it's black. These are extremely deep-seated fears. They're so fearful that they literally stop us from moving, from living, from wanting and asking for more. So there's a huge There's a huge focus on that for this whole year. And what I'm seeing with you guys is this looks like something that's starting to actually come through for you, or this looks like where you guys are starting to say, okay, I'm ready for better in my life. I'm so ready for it that I'm willing to confront my greatest fears. I'm willing to confront whatever is standing right in front of me, threatening me, saying that if you move from this spot, you're not going to get what you want. I'm ready to confront my limiting beliefs. I'm ready to confront my doubts. This is where you guys are at right now, pile one. And it's a beautiful thing to get here because it's a very rebellious place to be. Let's get some career and finance cards for you guys. Let's see where your ancestors are working with you guys over the next 30 days. I'm going to keep shuffling because this is like getting a cards that came out. We got offering here, but I'm going to keep shuffling. Okay, so we have here designer coming out. It says you're being called to tune into your own individuality and express yourself. That's that 8 of Cups right here. It says a career in, let me just hold this up. It says a career in fashion, art, or any artistic endeavor could be just for you. Get creative with your finances. Perhaps it's time to discover a new talent. Again, this is just new things coming into your life. When somebody is a designer, you could actually be a designer. But if your ancestors are speaking to you through this designer card in more so like figurative terms, then this is you designing a new life with this 8 of Cups right here. Knight of Swords in reverse, 9 of Swords in reverse. You're leaving those fears behind. 8 of Cups right here. You're leaving those fears, those doubts behind, and you're moving forward with designing a brand new reality in life. So this is a complete paradigm shift that you're entering into, pile one. Let's get another one. We have here Gaia, beautiful. Oh my God, I got chills looking at this card. It says spend time with nature to be healed, soothed, and regroup. Protecting the planet, herbalism, livestock, or working with nature could be for you. The universe is working with you. Believe in its subtle magnetism to guide you. The subtle magnetism, again, 8 of Cups in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse. This Knight of Swords in reverse is almost saying too as well, like, you know what? I know for a fact I'm not supposed to keep going in the direction that I've been stuck in or that I've been heading towards. I know I need to hit that U-turn, hit that U-E, and go in a different direction. So you guys are very aware of that. And this is that slight sort of pull that your ancestors are doing and saying, hey, over here. And it's those subtle feelings. Intuition is very quiet. You know, it's a very quiet thing. The ego is the one that's very loud and boisterous. But the intuition is very quiet. And so it's like when you're listening to those really quiet sort of like feelings and nudges, it always leads us in the right direction. Comfort here says, though you're not exactly rich, you will be living comfortably. You're entering into the most comfortable period of your life. That's that Taurus and North Node, or North Node and Taurus energy. Your finances are in a state of balance. So even more balance, security coming in with your finances. And your livelihood. Then we have here again, easy does it. Slow and steady wins the race. This is not a good time to rush. Pay attention to every detail. Careful not to get involved with any get rich quick schemes. So again, like I said earlier, this will take a little bit of patience with this 8 of Cups. But even when you guys are moving in this direction and start moving in this direction, you're not going to care about that. You're not going to care how long it takes, how much time it takes. You're just more concerned with, am I doing it or not? You know, so, but at the same time, what you guys are moving towards is ease. Ease. You guys are moving towards more ease in your life. Moving towards more ease, you're moving towards comfort, you're moving towards Gaia. Gaia is earth. So this is what's natural, what's authentic, what's real, what's pure when we're dealing with the earth. We're dealing with the 3D. This is all about dealing with what's physical, what's tangible, what's real. So this could manifest as money, things that you own, assets, things that you buy, something like that. What other cards do I want to use? Let's see some ancestor guidance. Just clear ancestor guidance for you, pile one. Okay, so we have here, we've got you are a powerful light worker. And it says, it is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings and loving service to the divine. Beautiful. And then we also have this slid out, ear chakras. And it says, notice messages that appear sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. So whatever it is that you're hearing over the next 30 days, it could come through with some sort of guidance and it's going to be from your ancestors, you guys. And then underneath the deck, we have here God box, and it says, write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. So this is just guidance, loving guidance from your ancestors about what maybe they want you to do or focus on over the next 30 days. Let's just get one final message here for my pile ones from your ancestors. I'm going to read out of the book. Hold on. Okay, so the card that came out for you is honor the deities around you. These are your ancestors. I told you guys, it's literally like they are getting this reading done for themselves. It was really odd, but I feel like they're like sitting right in front of me asking for I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. But anyways, it says honor the deities around you, prayers, offerings, and help. Okay, and then underneath the deck, we have explore your creative side, visualize, paint, and record. I'm going to read this one out of the book, but before I do that, I'm going to pull one more oracle card because I was wondering, like, do I want to pull a card from here? But this deck here is all about like gods, goddesses, divine beings and stuff. Let's just see what pops out for you since it says honor the deities around you, specifically for pile ones. This means that you guys have some very powerful energies, entities around you. So let's see if we can get details as to what energies this is. Okay, we have Bridget coming out saying you are a healer. Let's get one more if we can. And then we also have here Mermaid of Lemuria. There was a card underneath that says Ra, share your gift. And then Bridget, you are a healer. So these three also came out for you. So these energies could be around you. Underneath the deck here, we have Kadesh, sexual wisdom. This beautiful lion. So these are the cards. These could be the energies around you over the next 30 days or right now. Now let me read this one out of the book. Oh, let me keep this out. Okay, and what it says here is it says, the ancient Egyptians worshipped a pantheon of deities, all of whom had specific roles to play. Over 2,000 gods and goddesses were thought to be at work influencing everything from the people, the weather, seasons, and crops, to natural disasters. There were deities to protect the living and others to safeguard the dead in the afterlife. People sought the favor of the gods and goddesses. They are actually called the Neteru when we are looking into Commission, tradition and beliefs. And also as well, let me just also add this because reading this, it's like, I don't know if it's just my senses tingling or if this is someone here that's wanting me to clear up a little bit of what they're saying about the ancient Egyptians is basically that they did not, from our understanding of the ancient Commissions, which is the study of Egyptology is more Greek focused, and you're looking into the ancient Egyptians through the eyes of a whole different culture and community, which would be the Greeks. When you're looking into Commission studies, Commission traditions and cultures, there's a very strong theory and belief there that the ancient Commissions didn't look at themselves as polytheistic. They actually saw themselves worshiping one main god that sort of divided itself up into different aspects, the same way that maybe you have days where you're a little more confident or maybe a little more extroverted, and you're going to have days where you're maybe a little bit more introverted. Like, we go through all these different phases and personalities and forms of expression, and that's how the ancient Commissions also saw God, the supreme being, is expressed through a lot of different aspects, because as you can see, Mother Earth, she has moments where she's very gentle with us, and then she has moments where she's throwing hurricanes. Just different aspects to everything. But anyways, it says there were deities to protect the living and others to safeguard the dead in the afterlife. People sought the favor of the gods and goddesses by recognizing, honoring, and worshiping them through ritual, prayer, and offerings. Pleasing the deities meant that they would continue to keep the world in divine order and the people safe. They were called upon for personal reasons and community goals, and were seen as spiritual helpers who lived among the people. Many of these deities are still worshipped by modern day Egyptians and people from different cultures around the world. The ancestors speak here said, says, it is okay to ask for help from the spiritual world. This card has appeared for you because an angel guide or other spiritual helper is assisting you with a question or a problem, this Eight of Cups situation. It says ground, physically protect, and shield your energy, then meditate, listen, look, feel, and pay attention to what they are trying to show or say to you. You may feel drawn to learning about or working with a specific god or goddess. Divinatory meaning here says develop your knowledge and relationship with the deity that you feel connected to. It doesn't have to be an Egyptian god or goddess. It could be a deity from a completely different culture. You may be surprised at who you feel drawn to. You may like to learn how to prepare a ritual or an offering to honor a specific deity. If you already use ritual or prayer to connect with a deity, this is a sign that they want you to work with them more closely. Make time to reconnect with your chosen god, goddess, or spirit helper today. In pile 1, this is all that I'm saying for you guys. I have held you guys up long enough, but thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, ancestors, and amazing spirit for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon, and until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, keep conquering the world, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. All right, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So we are starting off with your tarot cards to see what it is that your ancestors want to talk to you about concerning good news, blessings, advice, guidance, things that they may feel that you need to know about over the next 30 days. Now, I need to specify and say before I start every pile today that I personally am looking into your next 30 days, but because we all know that the spiritual realm works completely differently to the mundane realm, and timing is one of those major things that works completely different in the spiritual realm or in the quantum realm versus the mundane. If you were seeing this when I post it, you can take this as an October reading for you, but this is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across this, it will be meant for you to hear then. Just understand that these messages could apply to something that has happened in your past, your recent past. It could be happening presently right now in your life, or something that will be happening in the near future. Okay, so let's get started. Now all of that is out of the way. The very first card that we have for you, pile 2, is we have the King of Swords here. The next card that we have is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And then underneath the deck for hidden energy, we've got the Tower. Okay. I really like this Tower card. Brand new deck that I have. Decided to break it out for you guys today. So, I actually need to stop buying tarot decks. But anyways, we've got for you pile 2, we have the King of Swords. I heard truth with that the moment I saw it. I heard truth. Truth is going to be your weapon this month, or it's going to be the main thing that kind of clears a lot of bullshit up, a lot of illusions, maybe even manipulation, lies, if you're dealing with anything like that. That's only going to apply to those in my pile 2s that are dealing with some sort of manipulative situation or person right now or in the recent past. But we also have, King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Tower. First thing coming through, though, is for a handful of you in this pile. But this King of Swords is saying someone starts communicating with you back and forth as well. So let's say that like you've been nonstop calling, trying to maybe get in touch with someone important, or for an important reason, and they were maybe giving you like the runaround, you know? And this is more so like dealing with like a association maybe, or maybe like a company or like a work situation. There could have been dealing with the work situation, somebody giving you a runaround, or dealing with some sort of situation where it's like it's a company or it's more than one person, and it's like you're trying to get in touch with one person, but maybe like, I don't know, it's like it's very difficult to get in touch with them. That's something that's very specifically coming through for you that your ancestors are showing me. But let's just say, for example, you've been nonstop calling, trying to get in touch with someone specific. Someone respects you enough to communicate honestly and clearly is what I'm saying. This could have to do with a relationship where you were not getting answers, or maybe you were not getting the truth. It's like someone's respect for you changes over the next 30 days whenever you're seeing this reading. where they feel it important to start communicating more openly and honestly, more truthfully. A lot of clarity if you've been dealing with an invasive person or energy. It's like they or the situation finally starts making sense and clearing up. More so, this is because your boundaries are A1 over the next 30 days. And this also kind of just feels like it also feels like an energetic boundary. It's kind of one of the first times I'm seeing this in a reading, but it's like your ancestors are showing me like, it's not just like boundaries that you've made for yourself, but there's like some sort of energetic boundaries, some spiritual boundaries here. I don't know if you guys did like a cleansing ritual or you did something asking for more protection or more boundaries around you. Maybe you guys have created some sort of energetic barrier around yourself versus like people that you have to communicate and deal with and interact with like at work or in your family or with roommates or something like that. Whatever it is, it's almost like this energetic barrier around you as well. They're describing it to me as like a boundary, an energetic boundary. So it's like it's like it's outside of you. You're not saying very much, or not that you don't have to say very much. It's like people can sense something over the next 30 days where they're like, I better not lie to you. I better just tell you the truth. I better just clear this up. I better just explain this. I don't know why, but well, I do. It's an energetic thing around you where people feel like they can't lie or keep something from you over the next 30 days or yeah, that's how they're communicating it to me. But yeah, King of Swords is definitely someone in charge or in command. This could be like a boss or a manager, not just at work, but let's say like you live in an apartment complex and this could be like the property manager, for instance. But if you yourself, pile 2, are in charge of something, then this King of Swords is also your energy. Okay, so you're going to be very clear-headed, or things are clearing up for most of the month over the next 30 days, or October if you're seeing this when I actually post it. But if last month when we had all these damn retrograde energies, which was happening, I mean, we were in the thick of it, September 2022, but we had a lot of retrograde energies. I think we had like six or seven energies retrograde. And it was very difficult to make decisions and to stick to them. With the Knight of Pentacles in reverse right here. And that could have been something that was happening within the last month. Or if you felt like you weren't yourself, like sort of living an out-of-body experience over the last month. You may have felt dominated by your emotions all last month. And I know there's no Cups cards here, no Cups energy here, but it doesn't change what I'm picking up energetically is someone's emotions last month were kind of like all over the place. And this affected you mentally, where your mind was all over the place. And I'm seeing an image of someone with like those straps that you hold when you're horseback riding. I don't know what the hell it's called, but I see someone holding them. And this is basically saying energetically, when it comes to your mind, it's like you have regained control here, like you were steering your mind, or like you've reined it in after last month. So if you meditate regularly, that may have been very, very, very difficult for you to do last month. Or it may have been difficult for you to do your spiritual practices, to stay committed to them. There's somewhere here where it's like you lost commitment with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you lost a reason to do it. You know how like when somebody is going through a depression, it's difficult for them to take care of themselves, because even when it comes to self-care, that shit takes energy. I don't know which reading we just talked about this in. It was one of these readings. Maybe I did it on YouTube, Patreon. They all kind of just fused together at this point. But I was talking about that at some point, where how like even self-care takes energy. This is why when we go through depression, self-care is one of the first things to go. I don't have time to do a damn skincare routine. Like, I'm grieving. I am mentally and emotionally in shambles, and it's like, I don't have fucking time to care about what serum I'm using and exfoliant today. It's like, are you kidding me? So it's like self-care, it starts to look ridiculous or unnecessary when we are dealing with very heavy things. And the crazy thing about that is self-care is one of those things that can really sort of help maintain a little bit of stability in our lives. It can actually recharge our batteries, but again, depression, it takes things from us, and that was just an example. But what I'm kind of seeing here is like, you guys lost a purpose in the recent past to take care of yourself or to do something for you. Okay, so this could have been like a hot yoga class that you go to for you, and you just leave that class feeling like, man, I feel so good, right? And it's like, that's how you leave that class. But whatever may have happened in the recent past, it's like you haven't felt the desire to get up and go to that hot yoga class, you know? And it's something where it's like, it feels like an out-of-body experience. It feels like you're watching these things that you used to enjoy, and they're so detached from you. They're so separated. They're so outside of you now. And so this is something that a lot of you went through in the recent past. It could be something that you're still going through right now. This is a spiritual test for you here, pile 2. This is a spiritual test that you're going through, especially with the Tower card right here. Knight of Pentacles in reverse is giving it all away. It's giving all of it away. Just saying, like, listen, like, it takes energy, and it takes high quality energy for me to keep up with this Knight of Pentacles purpose or journey or reasoning. And I just don't have that right now. King of Swords is you taking back control where you feel as though you've lost it. Over the next 30 days, wherever you guys feel as though you have lost control, could be losing control over yourself, over your life in general. You guys are, you're going to feel like you're steering again. You're going to feel like you've reined your life back in, is the best way I can describe it. You're going to be very, very clear-headed though. And this is after feeling completely dominated and held hostage by whatever emotions were surging through you. And these were very big waves. You know, emotions, they literally act like waves. And when there's storms and challenges happening in our lives, think about a storm when it's out at sea. The waves aren't just these, you know, cute little waves anymore, but they become these very real, very serious, life-threatening forces of energy. That's all moving water is. It's just energy. And so when we're dealing with like the seas during a very stormy time, those waves are massive. They're huge, right? And when you take the sea or the ocean on just a very nice, beautiful day, you're going to get, you know, more manageable waves. And our emotions are just like that, which is why esoterically we use the element of water to symbolize emotions. That's what I'm sensing here. There's some sort of storm that caused this emotional swell. The same way that a storm or a hurricane, it causes the seas and the waters to swell, and then it shoves them or it pushes all of it onto land where you're dealing with these storm surges and flooding and life-threatening situations, fatal situations sometimes. And that's what I'm seeing here is like this swell of emotions for you that you dealt with in the recent past. It literally washed onto your shore. It washed onto your dry land, and it completely disturbed your dry land. Okay, when it comes to dry land, this is earth. When we're dealing with earth, when we're dealing with the earth element, we're dealing with what is stable, what is secure in our lives, what literally gives us foundation, so we feel like we have something secure to walk and build upon. So when our emotions kind of sweep over that, our earth energy, or what it is that we considered safe and secure before, it starts to look a lot different because it's getting flooded by emotions. So we don't necessarily feel stable and secure anymore when we're dealing with that. This is what I was saying for you guys with this King of Swords here, is like those emotions were very big waves you were dealing with or are dealing with currently, and it really offset, I guess you could say, your mental state or your mental stability. It really caused some imbalances there. You guys, over the next 30 days, your ancestors are saying specifically, you're going to start feeling as though you got a lot more control over that. It's going to seem or feel as though the storm is past. And that's a very good thing for you guys, because it's like, okay, now it's time to start rebuilding. Now it's time to focus on this like dry land area part of my life, I guess. So for you guys over the last month or so, like I said, your meditation, your spiritual practices, your rituals, if you go to church, you may have skipped a few weeks because all this stuff was just kind of off. And so it's like you may have kind of also lost your footing when it comes to the things that make you feel very balanced and secure in life. You really had to get your mind right. And over the next 30 days, you were all the way together mentally. You've also got tunnel vision here, less distractions or less things pulling your attention away in October or over the next 30 days. You're gaining a lot of confidence wherever you used to start and then stop with something. There was a lot of like starting and then stopping, starting and then stopping. Like you didn't carry something all the way through to completion with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You stop stopping yourself and you complete something over the next 30 days, over the next month that your ancestors are talking about as well. And that's what a lot of your Tower energy is talking about. It's actually talking about the destruction. So this big wave of energy and emotion moved into your life to destroy some very the parts of your energy that were very dense. They were stuck, they were stagnant, and they were just sitting there, and they were causing these almost like loopholes in your energy, not even loopholes, but almost like blind spots or something in your energy where you kept running into these things that would stop you after you would get going with something. And so this Tower card came through, that huge wave swept onto your shore to completely remove those and get those out of the way. And this is why that wave sort of carried you into this different space or this different place mentally with this King of Swords right here. You just had to sort of be carried with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and this beautiful Tower moment is what helped you get there. So you definitely stop stopping yourself over the next month and complete something. You, Pile 2, may also help someone else avoid making a huge mistake over the next month with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Tower underneath the deck. It's like you get someone to change their mind and you help them avoid possibly a Tower moment themselves. If this Tower moment has already commenced for someone else in your life, you help them through it, or this is something that's happened in your life, then this is someone else's messages, wisdom, advice, and strength that pulls you through this, that really gives you some sense of like mental determination where you're like, you know what? I know this Tower moment is here right now, but I'm still moving forward or pushing through anyways. A very sort of almost like stubborn mental mind state that you rest in. And this is your King of Swords space. This is where you're really becoming an authority figure mentally, and you're really learning how to rein in your thoughts no matter what is happening around you. There's also a first-time experience that you fit right into over the next 30 days that your ancestors are talking about, but you look the part. And like this could be, for example, uploading the first episode on your podcast. Like it's your first time doing this, but you are a natural, or it's like you were made for it. And I sense some nerves here, but you don't look or come across as nervous doing something for the first time or making a move towards something that you've been thinking about. So you may feel a little bit nervous, but you're not going to come off that way at all. So let's start getting some other cards here. Let's get some angel numbers for you guys. Whatever angel numbers that you could be seeing over the next 30 days and their meaning. Something flip over? Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. First, okay, I'm going to show you guys this one that fell face down. I'm going to keep it face down so I remember. First card that came out for you, though, because this is more so talking about a hidden message for you guys, so we'll check this one out. We have here 1313, sign of courage. Follow your heart and go for what you desire. This is definitely that King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles in reverse energy, but 1313 could be significant. Then we have 1616, sign of willpower, focus on strengths and determination. Like I said, this is that mental determination that you guys are, this is where you're coming into that mental authoritative type space. Then we have 777, sign of divine guidance, connecting with your spiritual guides. This is you guys connecting with your ancestors, reconnecting to your spiritual practices and rituals. Like I said, if over the last month you guys kind of got away from this self-care or this idea of like doing something that felt very purposeful in your life. Like I said earlier with just your tarot cards, some of you guys, maybe you stopped going to church the last few weeks, maybe you stopped meditating, maybe you stopped diet and exercising or something like that, taking care of yourself, maybe you stopped your skincare routine, but a lot of this also sort of bled into the way that you took care of yourself spiritually, because spirituality, all it is just, I say this all the time, it's literally just spiritual hygiene. It's just how you maintain your spirit and take care of your spirit, because we know to take care of the physical body. A lot of us are starting to catch on to mental and emotional health and taking care of that. But there's also spiritual health that a lot more people are coming into figuring out their own way of doing that. And so this is also you guys getting back to that spiritual hygiene, that place where it's like, okay, now that I feel like I'm spiritually taking care of myself, maybe getting back to taking care of my altar. Maybe you guys haven't visited your altar in your own home space in the last few weeks or so, since whatever this tower moment is, it's been happening. And it's like you guys are going to get back to that over the next 30 days. Then we have here 727, sign to go within. Listen to your inner wisdom to guide you. Yeah, this is another thing that's actually also happening throughout this tower moment for you guys, is this tower moment may have made you a lot closer with yourself. It may have made you even trust your intuition a lot more. And this is where a lot of that mental authority is coming in at as well, with this King of Swords right here. And then this is hidden energy for you guys. Look, we've got 666. Whatever it is that you fear, because 666 is an angel number. I remember when I first learned this, I was like, because, you know, the church told me that 666 is satanic as hell, right? And so when I found out that this was like an angel number, I thought it was really cool how it's like there was this light trying to reclaim this number that has been so heavily demonized for I mean, centuries now. And so, yeah, whatever it is that this is telling me, that whatever you guys may have been afraid of, Tower card right here, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is something where you guys are either kind of facing it, dealing with it, confronting it, or surpassing it. What I really feel like is this is you guys kind of surpassing something that maybe made you feel scared or kind of held you back. But it says sign to leave behind doubt. Yeah, this is that King of Swords. Release and heal for greater things to come. This is that Tower card. So that is the hidden message for you guys, is that this Tower card is actually bringing release and healing for greater things to come in. So you may have lost a great deal or feel as though you have lost a great deal in the recent past, but this is all for your healing and for greater things to come in. So that's beautiful. A lot of people fear the Tower moment as much as they fear the number 666. And so, yeah, this is something that you guys are surpassing or coming in to realize. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, or just numbers in sequence anyways. It says sign of unconditional love. No matter the flaws, you give and receive love. This is beautiful. No matter what is, and this kind of translates to whatever may be going on with this Tower moment. It may look like a huge flaw. It may look like a challenge, a huge problem, a huge issue, but this is actually a sign of unconditional love. This is actually a sign of the universe saying, we love you so much, and we're wrapping you in so much unconditional love that this literally no longer had clearance to take place in your life, or to have a space in your life where it was causing these huge fluxes in emotion and stuff like that. So very beautiful messages. Let's get some cards here, just talking about some spiritual guidance, spiritual messages. Let's get some other messages from your ancestors here about the next 30 days. Any sort of details that they want to kind of highlight or zone in on. First message here, we have nothing is missing. That's that Tower card. It says make what you have enough and truly appreciate what you already have. Find peace in the present moment. That's exactly what you guys are doing with this King of Swords. This is very beautiful. I feel like maybe that was just your ancestors wanting to come through and offer confirmation that even throughout this Tower moment, things are improving, things are getting better. This is a sign of healing. This is a show of progress. This is a show of advancement and love. Let's see what else it is coming through for you guys. Okay, you did not. Okay, good news. We got good news coming in. And so it says the wait is nearly over. Expect to receive news to an important issue that will have a positive outcome. Again, like it said over, where was it? Where did it say that? Oh yeah, no matter the flaws, you give and receive love. Yeah, so no matter the issue, there will be a positive outcome, period. That's just on period. So just know that that's done. I need you to know that this, whatever this Tower moment is, it will have a positive outcome. I need you to know that just as much as you know your first name, because that's definitely, it's like a done deal. Underneath the deck here, we have love resurrection. So some of you guys may be going through a love resurrection or a reconciliation with someone. It says a past lover is returning to your life. Listen to your intuition and be open to this reunion's lessons and blessings. Okay, so you guys are going to know how to handle that if this is a reconciliation that you asked for or not. Okay, let's see. Let's get Let's get some specific timing cards to see if there's any specific times or dates or energies that your ancestors want to highlight for you right now that could provide maybe some personal clarity, validation, confirmation, whatever it is that you guys are looking for. We have here, not in this lifetime. Some things are not meant to be. No, not for you. Out of alignment. Is this truly what you want? Somebody here just asked a specific message and your energy was channeled AF, which is why this card came out, to answer somebody's question or something that you were thinking about in your head as I was shuffling this deck, and then boom, this comes out. This is a very personal message for somebody here, or maybe for a group of you guys. Let's get another one then. It could have something to do with that reconciliation card, that love resurrection card that came out. Maybe some of you cringed at the thought of like an ex or somebody coming back. And yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, not in this lifetime, not for you. And that's perfectly fine, you know, like I'm one of those people, I don't believe in twin flames. It's just me. I believe in soulmates. I believe we can have a soulmate with damn near anything. But I don't believe in twin flames just because I personally reject the idea of a twin flame. I mean, from what I've learned about on Google, like twin flames is like all about like, I don't know, I heard that like your soul decided to split at some point or something. And for me personally, that just completely nauseates me. I don't see my soul as one half of a whole. No, like I'm barely down to share a bank account with somebody, let alone a soul. My soul is mine, your soul is yours, and we can just share it together, you know? Like that's my idea of like twin flames. So I personally like reject the idea of twin flames. And so for me personally, that means it doesn't exist in my universe, you know? Whereas for somebody else, they may go hard with twin flames. And that's something that they may actually experience in this lifetime because they're open to it. It's all about what you are open to, right? And so if you got, the reason I'm saying all this is because like if you guys are absolutely not open to this reconciliation, guess what? It will not exist in your universe moving forward, period. Especially if you are already rebuilding and repairing yourself from some tower moment that maybe a relationship or another person put you through. You guys may absolutely not be open for this. So this is only for those of you where maybe you're open to whatever this may be or not be. And this is why I always say in my readings, let them serve as confirmation, because your universe is going to look completely different from someone else's universe, okay? And that's just how the quantum field works. We have here racing against time, limited time to do it. Prioritize, pay attention, hurry, avoid distractions, and increase your focus. This is what you guys are doing with the King of Swords. You're increasing your focus. And you got, yeah, that's why I felt like somebody just channeled their energy strong AF with this card. Yeah, I forgot we have the King of Swords here. So you guys' energy is really starting to hone in and like channel towards one specific target. And you guys may feel like you guys are racing against time, or like you have to do something within a certain amount of time, especially with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse right here. Knight of Pentacles is one of the slowest cards in tarot. So you guys may feel like you're racing against time or racing against the clock to some degree. But this is all about prioritizing, paying attention, hurrying, avoiding distractions, and increasing your focus. If you keep your focus kind of like dead set on something, it's going to clear up exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it. So this is really all about too, just trusting your gut instinct. Really just trusting your gut instinct. Like kind of how I was talking about with like the whole twin flame thing. Like, because I don't believe in it, that means it literally won't happen for me personally. But it'll happen for somebody else that believes in it. Because guess what? That's the beauty of it. I'm not God, so I don't get to determine what is possible for someone else's reality. Just like no one else gets to determine what the hell is possible for my reality. And that's the beautiful thing. Let's get one more. Ooh, okay. We have what flipped over says, rushing in now, taking quick action, ready, rapid. I'm sorry, you guys. I forgot that my camera stopped recording. But rushing in now flipped over. There was these other two cards underneath. You already know, festive times underneath the deck when you stop time. But rushing in now says taking quick action, ready, rapid, fleeting urgency. The time to act is now. So definitely somebody, or a lot of you guys in this pile, you feel as though you are racing against the clock. You guys feel like something has to happen right now. Maybe you guys are feeling as though you need to pull yourself back together after this Tower moment here. Maybe you guys are just ready for your mind and your emotions to kind of settle right now. Maybe you guys feel as though if I don't get this under control, this something is going to get worse. Maybe my emotional or mental state is going to get worse. You guys don't have to worry about getting yourself together right now. Please do not rush your process, whatever that looks like. I just feel like that's very important to say, because there's too many cards here talking about racing against time, like gotta rush this and gotta make something happen right now. Just trust your process. That's very important for you to trust your process. Okay, let's get some cards here concerning your finances and career over the next month, what your ancestors want to talk about when it comes to that. We've got here real estate, and it's in reverse. Maybe some of you guys are feeling as though you need to make a move, sell a house right now, sell a property. Underneath the deck, we have beauty. I'll read this to you guys. Let's see. We have unreliable, we've got fear, and then real estate was in reverse. So real estate here says build a solid foundation prior to building several stories above it. Consider a career in real estate, interior design, architecture, any home business. It's time to get back to basics to strengthen your finances. I also feel like because this was in reverse, this is more so figurative for a lot of you as well. If you cannot relate to real estate in any way, maybe you don't sell properties or real estates, or maybe you're not selling your home, maybe you're not buying a home right now, whatever it may be. I feel like for majority of you, this is totally figurative, where your ancestors are saying this is all about you right now, getting your house in order. That's very important, like I kept talking about all throughout your reading with just your tarot cards. Some of you guys have stepped away from something that had a lot of purpose, and it gave you maybe a lot of happiness or joy, and it could have been something like just taking care of yourself, self-care, for instance. And so this is about you guys getting your house in order. Is very important, and this is something that you're going to feel like over the next 30 days as though you're actually doing it with this King of Swords right here. Then we have unreliable. There's some confusion regarding money. People are not following through on their promises and not paying on time. Expected money may not materialize. Like I said, over the next 30 days, I did see specifically with this King of Swords, somebody actually being like, you know what, let me not lie to you this time, or it's better that I tell you the truth. I saw somebody's like respect changing for you, where it's like they had enough respect or maybe like enough empathy or sympathy to be like, you know what, let me keep it real with you. Let me just tell you what's going on. So whoever may have been unreliable in the past, they may be actually addressing their unreliability, or you know, the fact that they are undependable AF, or not dependable, undependable, I don't know. Anyways, fear is the next card that we have. Overcome your fear of success or failure. Do not sabotage your own success. Very important message for my pile twos here. Do not sabotage your own success. Do not allow your fear to make you forget your greatness. Remain positive and on track. King of Swords. It may require to step out of your comfort zone to achieve the abundance you desire. Well, you guys, my pile twos, this Tower card, your Tower card is talking about how a lot of you guys were stripped of your comfort zone, or your comfort zone was stripped of you. And so you guys don't have a comfort zone to return back to. You don't have a home to return back to. Like I said, that water rushed onto you guys ashore, and it literally moved you into a whole different place or environment, or dry land, part of the earth where it's like it's actual dry land there. But that storm moved you over there. So this is about you guys getting your house in order, feeling a lot more confident, assured, reassured, before sort of like stepping back out or starting to rebuild or something like that. Beauty underneath the deck here says, embrace your unique style and own it. Let the world see who you really are. Consider careers doing hair, jewelry, clothing, or any job that enhances others' beauty. Your inner world must match your outer world for things to change. Again, this is exactly why you guys are getting your house in order in a figurative sense. Okay, let's get some other... All right, let's get some actual ancestor messages or guidance for my pile twos, anything that your ancestors actually want to guide you on, give you specific messages, specific instructions. We have here throat chakra. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. That's definitely has to do with this Knight of Swords over here as well. Speaking the truth. Yeah, that was one of the first things that I heard with this Knight of Swords was the truth. Something about the truth coming in or coming through. So maybe you got, this is you guys over the next 30 days. And this may be even why two people's respective you are changing, because it's like maybe you're a lot more open or vulnerable. Maybe you're sharing your feelings. Maybe you're talking them out and expressing them more from a verbal space, where it's like maybe at first you guys were ignoring your emotions. Maybe you weren't talking about them. Maybe you weren't expressing them. And the fact that it's like you guys are saying to somebody else or to the situation, hey, I'm frustrated. You're making your feelings known. You're making your displeasure known. You're making whatever it is that you're going through known. And so this may be why people are more so like, okay, let me just keep it real with you. I don't want you to stay in this state of like wondering what's going to happen or being like dragged along. Not dragged along. What's that saying? Not dragged along. I forget that saying. But it's like you're being kind of like nickel and dime somewhere, you know? The next card that came out for you is Indigo. The person that you are inquiring about is an Indigo, meaning a highly sensitive, natural born leader. So this could be talking about you or somebody that maybe you were asking about, wondering about, inquiring about. You could totally... This could totally be you, where maybe you're an Indigo person or whoever it is that you're dealing with or asking about. And underneath the deck, we have vegetarian, vegan. Yeah, like I said, some of you guys, you stepped away from your diet or something, or some sort of self-care something. But it says here, fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. That's very true. And then let's get one final card here from your ancestors. So what they want to say to my pile twos, and I'll read this out of the book, but let me shuffle. These cards are sticking together. Okay, now let's see. What do your ancestors want to say to pile two? What do your ancestors want to say to pile two? Okay, and so we have here tune and connect, non-verbal communication, intuition, and messages. And then underneath was upskill, work, career, and crossroads. I believe tune in and connect wanted to be seen. So I'm going to read this out of the book. 1 second. And underneath the deck, we have be thankful, gratitude, appreciation, and harmony. Beautiful. And tune in and connect for you, pile two says, one of the oldest living cultures, the indigenous peoples of Australia, share a song with the land, the sky, and everything between. To others, their connection to the environment, instinctive tracking skills, and knowledge of plants and animals can look like magic. Their song lines enabled them to survive and navigate the sparse island continent. Okay, Westerners have mistaken this ability as supernatural, like a kind of telepathy, as it is nonverbal and based in feeling. For the indigenous Australians, there is no separation between material and spiritual, and feeling a song, knowing when the rains are coming, or that your child needs you is completely natural. The ancestors speak here says, there has been so much noise and busy energy around you. Yeah, this is that tower here, that you haven't been able to stop and listen to what the universe is trying to tell you. This is exactly what I was saying about you guys maybe possibly falling away from like your spiritual practice or your spiritual rituals and routines, and not maintaining yourself, your spiritual hygiene. And you guys getting back into that over the next 30 days with this King of Swords. And that's another thing that's going to help you guys feel a lot more mentally stable, as well as getting back to whatever that spiritual routine may be, or even switching up your spiritual routine. Maybe your spiritual routine before just didn't fit the life that, or the chapter that you're moving into, and this was something that you needed to switch up. And this is another thing that can also help, again, just bring some more mental stability and like kind of like mental clarity and authority. But it says here, quieten your mind and find a peaceful space that you can visit, meditate, or be still for a few moments each day. And you will feel more connected to your loved ones regardless of distance. You will also be more receptive to signals and messages spoken or otherwise. The divinatory meaning here says, listen to your gut instincts and do not doubt what you are feeling. Often the first thing you feel, hear, or sense about something ends up being right. Still, it can take courage to listen to your intuition and trust your heart. Instead of being led by other people's opinions, be open to a family member or a friend again, and the message that they are trying to communicate to you. It is time to connect with someone. In pile 2, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. All right, and pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So we are starting off with your tarot cards to see what it is that your ancestors want to say to you concerning good news, blessings, advice, clarity, support, information, whatever it is that they wanted to offer you guys and let you know about what is coming into your life. I've just opened up the space for them to be able to do that. Now, I have set the messages and the energy to kind of inform me on the next 30 days, but we all know that the way that timing works over here in the mundane realm versus over there in the spiritual realm is completely different. So the messages that pop up here today, I'm going to pull a whole bunch of tarot cards, or oracle cards as well. And so the messages that pop up here today, it could be concerning something from the recent past, something that you're dealing with right now, or something that is coming up in the near future. And this is a timeless reading no matter when you are seeing it, but I'm filming this at the beginning of October or right before October. So you can, if you're seeing this when I post it, you can take this as far as like these messages will apply for your month of October 2022 or whenever it is that you're seeing it over the next 30 days. But again, remember, time is fluid with spirit. Okay, so let's just get started. Pile 3. Very first card for you is Death. Scorpio season has a lot in store for you, pile 3. We have here the Devil. This is Capricorn energy. So Scorpio, Capricorn energy may be very significant for you. 8th house, 10th house, may be very busy places in your natal chart, or you may have a lot of transits happening between your 8th and 10th house right now, or some very intense aspects to those houses. The final card that we have for you, this was the card that was underneath the deck for you, and it's in reverse, but we have the Chariot. So this is hidden energy, Chariot in reverse. And this is Cancer energy. So Cancer, 4th house, Moon energy may be very significant for you right now. Saturn, Moon, Pluto, Mars. These are the planets that rule the energies here between Scorpio, Capricorn, and Cancer. And their houses that they rule in astrology would be the 8th house, 10th house, and the 4th house. And actually, Capricorn and Cancer, these two energies actually oppose each other. And we do have the South Node currently in the sign of Scorpio. And the South Node is always opposing the North Node. So what you guys are going through right now, pile 3, is quite intense. Especially moving into eclipse season, there is a massive climax for you, or something that reaches a pinnacle, something that reaches a conclusion for you. You could be in the throes of it right now. And over the next 30 days, this will be something that kind of ends up, like I said, sort of reaching a pinnacle or closing out in your life, a major chapter. Another thing coming through, your ancestors are talking about or highlighting, is there's no more secrets for sure, pile 3. I don't know why, but that's one of the first things that I'm hearing over the next 30 days for you. Devil definitely is the card of illusion, of course. And in the RWS version, when we're actually dealing with the Devil card, and even in this particular tarot deck, which is kind of like is basically the RWS version, just a little different. But yeah, in the Devil card in the RWS version, 2 people are trapped by whatever their dependencies are, but there's a reason, okay? Like even if you look at this one, there's a reason that you don't see these 2 people chained, trying to get away or trying to unchain themselves. And that's because on some level, they are very aware that they are not imprisoned by force, but by choice. Okay, it's like, for example, being on a diet and deciding to have some dessert or a cheat day. It's like you're aware it might not be the healthiest choice, but it's okay to indulge a little bit, you know? Everything in moderation. So good news and blessings, some things that your spiritual team is highlighting. This is more so of like just some good news, or just some good news about the next 30 days for you, specifically pile 3, is actually being able to splurge, indulge. There's a treat here for you in the month of October if you're watching this when I post it or whenever you see it. This could be you treating yourself, or maybe even someone else treating you to something. There could be a weekend or a trip or some sort of experience over the next 30 days that you end up remembering for the rest of your life with this Death card right here, because it was that fun or that memorable or that exciting. I keep saying a weekend getaway for a couple. So this is if you are in a relationship and you and your partner maybe haven't had some time alone with each other, like outside of your home space, but like in a space where you guys don't have anything to do besides just sort of like live your life and maybe enjoy each other's company. I'm really seeing like a weekend getaway over the next 30 days. So this is you guys just really enjoying yourself, having fun, putting all your responsibilities down for a moment and indulging like there's no tomorrow. There's also something here about being a kid again. So like, let's just say that like you and your partner are like, okay, the kids are at like, you know, our parents' house for the weekend. We should go to like an amusement park, and it's like there's something also very youthful here too. It's just an example, but there's like something useful here, or it's like, let's go get drunk like what we used to do in like our 20s. I don't know. There's something here about kind of being like, okay, let's really make the most out of this weekend and just have fun, you know, and kind of forget to be an adult and forget to be mature and forget that we have things to do. That's just sort of coming through. But yeah, some sort of weekend getaway. This could be some major retail therapy as well, splurging on a high-end purchase or clothes or outfits because they're naked in this Devil card. But also too, the Devil card, it literally is the card that represents the 3D mundane realm. Because Earth energy is all about, it's kind of like illusion. And this is why Venus is it's literally the planet that does everything opposite to planet Earth. And so when we're dealing with like Venus, this is why she's so tempting. This is why she represents that she is the temptress. She is the temptress of tarot and of astrology. When we're dealing with Venus, is something that we're very, very attracted to. And the Devil kind of has, the Devil is the next octave of Venus energy. The Devil is more so about, I've actually trapped you in this space that you're so tempted by. I've tempted you so much that you don't want to leave. It's not that you can't leave, you don't want to. We're dealing with the Devil card. So like, again, it's just Venus energy way more amplified, but to the point to where it begins to restrict us in a lot of ways because it's what we're choosing to do. We're choosing to indulge in something that's not actually productive in some ways. Or it's better for us to do this in moderation, but because it's so good, it's so tempting, we like it so much, we don't exercise self-control and a caution in this area, and it leads to the Devil. It leads to self-imprisonment, self-endangerment, self-neglect in a lot of ways as well, because all we're worried about is feeding this temptation, so and indulging in it. So when we're dealing with the Devil, it's really a huge take on this Venus energy. And as we spoke about on Patreon, Venus is, again, it's the planet that does everything opposite of planet Earth. You know how on planet Earth the sun rises in the east and sets in the west? On Venus, for instance, the sun rises in the west and it sets in the east. And this is why the planet Venus and Lucifer, the Devil, have always had these very strong parallels and comparisons to them, is because of what they represent. They represent this massive illusion where when you are in the realm of the Devil, when you are in the realm of temptation, things turn upside down on their heads. And so that's a little bit deeper moving into the Devil card, but the energy is still the same. So there is something here where it's like whatever it was that you used to maybe stay away from before, like for example, just an example, maybe you used to stay away from splurging money on clothes, and it's like over the next 30 days you're like, you know what, those pants cost X amount of dollars and fuck it, I'm doing it, I'm buying it. So there's a little bit of indulgence here, and make sure you do it in moderation. Just make sure it doesn't end you up in a Devil card position, but you know how to do that. You know, you're an adult. So that's what I'm seeing over the next 30 days, and your ancestors are showing this to me as good news. They're showing this to me as like blowing off steam. So you guys, I don't know if you guys need to blow off some steam, if you're just feeling like, yo, like I need to go get out of town, I need to go to Vegas for a weekend trip, I need to go get drunk, I need to go out, I need to go, I need to go do something that I normally just don't do, or I normally restrict myself from doing because I've been so focused on this one thing. But it's like there's a need for blowing off steam in this pile between Death, the Devil, Chariot, and Reverse card here. Now, Death card is here, so let's talk about it. So with this card, as you can see, Death in the RWS version, these characters are filled in more, so you can see their details. But as you can see here in this card, even Death is stepping over this adult body. You also have these two children down here, and then you have this Pope figure. When we're dealing with horses in tarot, we're dealing with the Chariot, okay? Horses, when we're dealing with horses, we're dealing with knight energy. All of the knights in tarot, they all ride what? Horses, right? And when we see the Chariot, he's being drawn by two sphinxes. So this is a step up from horses, okay? And so when we're dealing with horses, we're dealing with this energy of conquering something. Maybe we're going to war or going to battle in order so we can conquer something. So when it comes to Death being on this horse, it's symbolic of saying death conquers everything. Death conquers all. Doesn't matter if it's an adult, doesn't matter if it's a man, a woman, a child, doesn't matter if it's the Pope. Death neutralizes everyone, no matter what reputation or status you had in society or in this incarnation. Death conquers all. So when we're dealing with, and we know this is the Pope figure because he's wearing the damn papal crown. But here we see the Pope figure. He's almost kind of like, he's the only one negotiating with Death because he's kind of the only one that's so full of himself that he's thinking to himself, maybe he's thinking to himself. I mean, I'm kind of putting words in his mouth here, but he could be thinking to himself, or attempting to maybe broker some sort of deal for himself, or possibly the people around him. But that's the point of the Death card, is that it says no matter if you are a commoner or the Pope himself. In tarot, the Hierophant is considered one of, if not the most critically important character in tarot. But just like the average man, woman, or child, Death comes for him as well. And there's no talking him out of that. There's something that has been happening for very many of my pile threes where whether you asked for it or not, and in October or over the next 30 days, you stop resisting whatever wave of change and transformation is sweeping over your life. For almost all of my pile threes, Death is coming to liberate you or to free you from this Devil card right here. For many of my pile threes, this is the proper support, answers, clarity, assistance that you guys needed in order to make a clean break from something. And this could have to do with anything. For example, let's say an unforeseen circumstance happened in the past and you've been needing to break your lease early, okay? This is you being able to do that over the next 30 days and to get out with no strings attached. They're chained in this Devil card. This is you not being chained to something. This is being able to break your lease, for example, and it does not follow you around on your credit or when you apply for another apartment. You know what I mean? It's like you're able to break free from some sort of commitment or promise or partnership or attachment, something you were maybe even dependent on. You're able to completely break free from that. And so this may have hit you. There's some sort of surprise attachment or something that may have hit you in the last few months or so. At first, it was a massive inconvenience and it turned some of you guys' world upside down entirely. This is that inconvenience actually becoming an advantage, okay? Where, for example, you break your lease and this leads you to finding a way better spot closer to work that's way cheaper and it's brand new. Whatever was in the way in the past or in the last couple of months for you, over the next 30 days or possibly the month of October is going to reveal the truth behind what you thought was a problem to be a beneficial change for you. I just heard or kind of saw, it's all the same to the third eye, but I just heard / saw someone's medication finally getting resolved, like it's finally the perfect dosage because it was causing a lot of symptoms before. But it'll feel like you got your life back. If it isn't you, then it's possibly a loved one who may be dependent on medication finally getting the perfect amount where it's not physically impairing them anymore or keeping them from physically living their life anymore. Now, for those of you on a spiritual conscious journey, the end of a dark night of the soul is coming over the next 30 days. And specifically for those of you that spent all summer struggling with your emotions or mental health, the summer was a very difficult time for someone here in this pile. It felt like winter for you emotionally. Summer did not feel like summer for somebody here in this pile. The summer was a difficult time for someone here. It felt like Again, it felt cold. You were physically isolated or actually felt alone, and it's finally coming to an end this month. So it's funny. Yeah, again, you are the card where everything's flipped over. Like that's why I was talking about Venus. Sun rising in the east, setting in the west on Venus. The sun rises in the west, sets in the east. Your life is getting turned around. So it's like for you, fall and winter for you will feel easy. It's going to feel like spring and summer to you. For others around you, they may seem to enter into whatever you are coming out of, moving into fall and winter. So some of you in this pile, you possibly read tarot, or maybe you are a healer yourself. Maybe you're an astrologer, a numerologist. Maybe you do Reiki, sound healing. Hold on. Most of you feel like healers because all of your cards are major arcana cards. Yeah. And so for October or over the next 30 days, meaning this is like a very big chapter that you're closing out. And it's also something that you've experienced before too, where this feels like turning 30 and like entering into like a new decade or something. But it feels like turning a page. Spiritually, this is for sure a dark night of the soul. And I'm picking up you guys having been there before. You've gone through a dark night of the soul before. Very many of you have in this pile. This could be the end of your Saturn return. Or you have a shit ton of Scorpio, Taurus, 2nd house, 8th house energy in your chart, as well as, again, Capricorn and Cancer energy in your chart. Because of the end of this month, October, we are moving into Scorpio season in tropical timing. In Vedic timing, we will be halfway through Libra season, okay? But South Node, which rules karma, is in Scorpio. And again, that's with tropical timing. We're moving into eclipse season though. Last eclipse season was a few months ago in May during the time of Taurus, where the North Node currently is. There's a dark chapter for you closing out, especially with death, the devil, and Chariot in reverse for you. Chariot again is the card of I'm a conqueror. Going through this death devil moment for you, you literally lost something. Or you succumbed to something. You succumbed to some sort of maybe a lower aspect of yourself. Maybe it was your shadow self. Maybe it was a habit that you weren't really fond of or you weren't really proud of. You succumbed to something. You actually kind of let something take you. In the last few months, very many of you did. And this was actually a boss move. Didn't look like it, didn't feel like it, but it was a boss move. And this was a very good thing for you, but you're really coming out of this dark chapter. It's closing out for you. And it was so necessary for you to transform. And but most of you in this pile already knew that. You knew like, I need to evolve through this, and you just ate it with this Chariot card in reverse. Spiritually, you felt like you got hit by a train with Chariot in reverse. You felt, and it's okay, you did. Did you start having, oh my God, what is that called? I just saw it / felt it. Again, there's no difference to the third eye. But, sleep paralysis. That's what it is. Some of you have been dealing with sleep paralysis. It's something that started this summer, or it came back after being gone for years. That's what happens in the throes, though, of spiritual evolution. Evolution is no fucking joke, right? Which is why it takes so many ages for a species to evolve. And in human years, evolution feels like getting destroyed and then rebuilding the self. It feels like the ultimate ego death, which is why Scorpio, the most intense sign of the zodiac, it rules magic as well as transformation and death. And this is a magical time for you. And some of you can sense, you can actually feel intuitively like, just wait out the storm. Just wait out this transformational period or experience or situation. Y'all's intuition has also gotten more physical or vivid or louder too. Your dreams may have completely stopped, like where you don't remember them at all, or you have been having multiple dreams every single night. It's difficult for you to remember some of them. Some of you have been having dreams within dreams. Some of you people have been approaching you saying that people are saying that they saw you in their dreams, telling them something specific or important. There are very deep journeys that you've been taking through your unconscious, okay? You're plummeting straight through the subconscious and into the unconscious and exploring very deep trenches of your mind and soul. But especially if you are a healer, then you have done this before, because for a healer, this type of serious evolution is necessary every so often. As healers, you're like a spiritual doctor. And where do doctors work? In the hospital. They work in these spaces where everybody's sick or is in need of something physically. So they're literally on the front lines of illness, affliction, and serious injuries. They are constantly exposed to the fragility of the body and of life. And as a spiritual healer, you're more exposed to the fragility of the spirit. You're more exposed to spiritual viruses than most, especially because your job as a healer is to heal the spiritually afflicted, right? So your hands and abilities are used as channels to invoke healing, to invoke transmutation, to invoke alchemy. And that's not including your own personal journey that you are learning from. So of course, as a healer, your spirit will occasionally come down with a spiritual flu, for instance, for lack of a better word, and it will need to flush out the toxins that it has taken on or that it has come into contact with. It is not glamorous at all being a spiritual healer or even a nurse or a doctor, right? For a healer, the soul literally uses pain as medicine to transform, or it's one of the many modalities that it uses, but it is very effective. And over the next 30 days or possibly in the month of October, you're completing that. You're completing a very, very, very large healing chapter of your life. And it's not that you'll never have anything else to heal ever again in your life. No, this is life. There's always going to be things that we're recycling and then cycling back into. There's always going to be things that we're learning from, tearing apart and then rebuilding, because that's just life. It moves in cycles. So we're always learning, getting rid of things, taking things on. That's never going to stop. But over the next 30 days, you're completing a massive healing chapter, and it'll feel like coming out of a Saturn return process. Very beautiful, pile 3. So let's start getting oracle cards for you. Let's get some angel numbers here and their meanings. 1313 also came out for another pile. You may have been drawn to that pile. You'll know which pile it is if you picked it, but it says here, sign of courage, follow your heart and go for what you desire. Okay, so this is something else that is being kind of broken down and rebuilt over the next 30 days. We also have here 66, sign of creativity. Life flows with love, abundance, and opportunity. Something in your life wasn't flowing. Something in your life, pile 3, was not flowing. With the devil here, them being chained up and chariot in reverse, something was not flowing for you. And this is why you guys may have had to take on a very large healing process, is because you guys really needed to clear out whatever was there, whatever was keeping you attached to something. You guys have been detaching yourself from something very serious with 3 major arcana cards here. This was no joke for you. Let's get some more. We also have 1616. This card also came out for another pile in this reading. My pile 3s, you guys are going through this is like some life change. It's a life-changing next 30 days for you. So there may be other messages and other piles for you, but it says sign of willpower, focus on strength and determination. And then we also have, that's that chariot in reverse card right here. We also have this card, it fell face down. So there's more so hidden energy, a hidden message from your angels. And this is the card 99, sign of leader. Literally, you got 3 cards that came out for another pile. Sign of leadership, you inspire and lead by your higher perspective. That's crazy. I forget which piles these cards came out for, because I would just mention it. And then underneath the deck, we have here 33, sign of blessings. Your angels bring peace, love, and illumination. That illumination is coming from this devil and death card energy here. Beautiful illumination, things that you're realizing, seeing, and you're not shying away from it. And this is why there's so much intense healing and awareness that you're coming into. Let's get some main messages from your ancestors. We have here distant future. Even if you can't immediately see the evidence of your desires manifesting, remember that other people's free will choices are involved. So there could be some other things that you guys are I actually just did this exclusive Patreon pick a card about what type of magician are you, like what are your magical abilities and shit like that. And one of those piles, it was so funny because I kept getting this message about somebody doing like a love spell. And I was like, it's not the love spell that's the problem, it's the person that's the problem. Like their energy is not okay with it, or they're not accepting it, or they're kind of like rejecting it and resisting it. And then one of the oracle cards came out to literally confirm that same exact message, like almost verbatim. And it's funny because if you guys are from my Patreon family or have seen that reading, you may have also picked that other pile. And so there could also be a message for you in that pile about your magician abilities over the next 30 days. But yeah, distant future. So something's a little bit more off into the future than maybe my pile 3s would like for it to be. So over the next 30 days, whatever it is that you may be feeling attached to or stuck to, or something that you may feel like has not changed in a long time, you may not see physical evidence of these changes over the next 30 days. It's going to be a little bit more into the future beyond the next month or 30 days here, but it is something that will happen. And especially if it has to do with moving pieces, moving parts, another person, this is going to take time. And that's something that we kept talking about in that pile in that Patreon exclusive pick a card reading, was like, you know, when it comes to other people, doing magic over other people, we're dealing with a wild world of magic when we're dealing with that, because everybody has their own free will, and at the end of the day, we're just simply not allowed to dictate other people's free will. That's something that's God-given, so it's something that can only be taken away by God. So we're not allowed to influence. Maybe we can think we're influencing other people's like free will, but yeah, that's usually not happening. But we have the next card here. We have you're safe. You're protected against lower energies. Trust in the power and protection. Trust in your power and protection. No enemy can halt your progress or hinder you. It's exactly what I was just saying. Nobody can hinder you. Nobody can control your free will. Nobody can control your autonomy. We're free for a reason, which is why the devil is such a negative energy, because the devil is all about using manipulation tactics, fear tactics, against us psychologically, against us mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, to make us feel as though, or to make us forget we have free will, to make us forget our freedom. So this is why that devil is such a negative energy. And so that's what I was just saying, is like, maybe people like to think that they can control another person, but ultimately the only way you can control another person is if they give you that control, because none of us are God itself. We're not allowed to control another person. You know, not even God comes through and says, like, I'm going to take control over you. There's a reason why even in Christianity, they ask people, do you want to give your life over to God? It has to be consensual. It has to be something, it has to be everybody's own choice, you know, for it to really matter. So yeah, you guys are being safe and protected against whatever outside energies may have been sent your way, because death and the devil especially could be talking about somebody that may be upset or mad, that it could be talking about possibly an enemy or something like that. Maybe you escape their grasp. Maybe you escape somebody else's manipulation. Maybe you escape somebody else's narcissism. Maybe you escape somebody else's agenda that they had you involved in, with this Chariot in reverse card right here. And they could be upset about that, feeling a little bit salty, sending you some energy your way. But guess what, baby? Your ancestors got you. You're good. The only thing that they're doing is they're fucking themselves. That's all they're doing. Excuse my French, of course. Excuse my French, but yeah, that's all they're doing. Let's get one more card. You guys are totally safe from whatever these energies might be. Definitely got to look at this. And then we have here new light. Someone or something in your life needs to be seen in a different light. Observe things that you may have missed. New light. So this is even shining new light, new information, new awareness, new clarity, new answers onto something. So yeah, for sure. Then, oh, and underneath the deck here, we have boundaries. Exactly. It says when you don't protect or overprotect your boundaries, your needs go unmet. Review and renew your boundaries. So this is something else that you guys are also changing or switching up, possibly in the distant future with new light and boundaries here. So this may be for sure something that you guys are in the process of doing right now, is really refortifying your boundaries, figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you anymore, especially after becoming detached from this devil card energy, this devil energy that you felt possibly dependent on, or you felt like you were restricted, or you felt like you were being held hostage, or maybe you felt like this was something you couldn't escape. You've escaped it. So now it's about you guys making new boundaries, especially with death card right here. This is all, a lot has to do with emotional boundaries as well as even physical physical boundaries. So you guys may be doing something around your physical home as well, literally not allowing people back in your physical space, seeing certain people's name pop up on your phone and not answering it. Literally, it's like chariot in reverse. I'm not engaging you anymore. I'm not engaging this thing anymore because of where it got me with this devil card right here. And you guys had to really work to escape that. So now that you're out, that could be something that you guys are doing. You have this new light over here. You have this new awareness. So in the distant future, you guys are really refortifying your boundaries to fit this new this new reality. Let's see. Let's get some specific details from your ancestors about the next month, the next 30 days. It says, in the works, it has already begun. Nothing else to be done. What you want wants you. This is important for you guys to know. What you want wants you. It's in the works. So there is for sure something in the works for you guys. This also fell out. Let's see. This says 6 months from now, your commitment will be rewarded. Bonds, union, partner, engaged. See past the material world. And what card do we have here? The devil card, literally the card of the material plane is here. And it says, see past the material world. And it says your commitments will be rewarded. Bonds, union, partner, and engaged. So if you guys were looking to come into union with someone, and it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be like your friends. It could be business. It could be with anything, whatever this is. If you feel like whatever partnerships you may be involved in right now isn't for you, or it doesn't fit this new you, or this new set of boundaries that you have, first things first is allow your boundaries to work for you. Expectations are cool, but boundaries are way damn better because they really make sure, they really ensure, they speak for us. And you don't have to say or do much. It's like when it comes to boundaries, like once something or something crosses that line, we already know how to handle it because we already have those boundaries there, right? So for you guys, whatever bonds, union, partnerships, and engagements you come into 6 months from now, but I'm also hearing over the next 6 months with this card here, it's going to be the ones where it's like they fit perfectly into these new boundaries that you have. And then underneath the deck, look, we've got Libra season, you guys. Libra season, and then underneath Libra season was Aries season. Literally, Aries is the opposition to Libra. And just like you guys have the devil and the chariot down here, chariot is ruled by Cancer, the devil's ruled by Capricorn. Both of these signs, they oppose each other. But Libra season is actually happening right now in tropical timing, if you were seeing this when it posts on YouTube. But it says Libra season, indecision causing delays, harmony, balance, charm, beauty, weigh each option and its consequences. Yeah, this is about you guys weighing that devil situation. Like I said, something here was very tempting and it didn't seem too threatening before. But something got out of hand. Something got out of hand for my pile threes, and it's like you're finally, it's like in a way you're tearing away from this, and you're tearing away from whatever hold it may have had on you. And now you guys are better able to weigh each option and to see the consequences. That's that new light coming into certain situations. Okay, so let's get some messages here concerning finances and career over the next 30 days or the next month for my pile threes that your ancestors want to talk about. Some of you guys feel like you were definitely involved in a very dark situation. Yeah, exactly. We have justice right here. Some of you guys feel like you were involved in a very dark situation. You're safe now, though. You've escaped it. But I get that. I understand that. I know what it's like to just be like newly out of a really bad toxic situation. And it's like you're still operating as though you're physically still in that same environment, and you're not. But justice, we have the sign Libra here, which is the sign of the scales. It rules, Libra rules the 7th house, and it's all about justice. It's all about harmony, balance, equity, equality. But it says something in your life needs to be brought into alignment. Your career may be in law such as police, military, and courts, or the criminal justice system. Be sure to be honest and ethical in money matters, or you will face the consequences. Okay. Yeah, there's something that toxic that you guys are getting out of, and it could have been with somebody that you were doing, like maybe they were doing something shady behind your back. Maybe they've taken you to court. Maybe you're taking them to court. Maybe you're hoping that you can avoid going through court with this person because you just want to move on from everything. This is being worked out by your ancestors for this justice card to come out. Your ancestors are seeing justice in this situation. They're ensuring justice in this situation, whatever it is. Because like I am picking up slightly, some of you guys may have escaped someone or something that was highly manipulative. and they had an agenda that they involved you in that you weren't aware of, especially with this new light card over here. It's like you realized that you were a part of somebody else's plan or something, and it wasn't a good plan. It wasn't something you agreed with. It wasn't, with this devil card right here, this wasn't the plan initially. So yeah, then we also have here outlook: improve your relationship with money to help grow your wealth. You may have conflicting values that impose negatively on your values around money. Change behavior and develop better money habits. This is just another thing that you guys are really breaking out of. Underneath the deck here we have beauty. It says embrace your unique style and own it. Let the world see who you really are. Consider careers doing hair, jewelry, clothing, or any job that enhances others' beauty. Your inner world must match your outer world for things to change. That's why you guys are going through such a deep transformational process with the Death card, Scorpio energy right here. Let's get some cards from your ancestors, different ways that they want to guide you. Vacuum away fear. It says call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. This is that Devil Death card energy here, and this is the reason why the card came out saying you are safe. Over here, you are protected against lower energies. Yes, you guys are. You're safe. You're safe. You may be dealing with some residual, some lingering feelings of fear and things like that, paranoia, anxiety even, but these are things that are slowly clearing out of your energy. And it may even be after this 30 days where you start to feel like you're getting away from that fear. This is another thing that could have had you gripped, that made you maybe feel held hostage, was fear. And you guys are escaping your fears with this Chariot in reverse and this Devil card right here. In relation to these two cards, you guys are really escaping fear, and this may have pissed fear off. Fear is a conscious being, okay? It's conscious, it's alive, it's living. At least that's how I see it. And so fear's main agenda is to expose the fear in our life, or the things that we fear in our life, for a reason, okay? But it's all about how you look at it. Twin flame was underneath vacuum away fear. So some of you guys, you're literally, especially with this Devil card here, some of you guys, you're literally in a relationship, partnership, or connection that literally makes you fear for your own safety, fear for your own security, fear for your own stability, fear for the things that you have worked for, fear for your own livelihood, fear for your own health, especially with this Devil and the Death card here. So there could be a connection here where it's like you feel so attached because it's a twin flame situation. And I actually spoke about this in another pile today. I was talking about how I don't necessarily believe in twin flames. I believe in soulmates. I just don't believe in twin flames because I reject the idea of them. Like, I just don't want my soul to have anything to do with twin flames. That's just me personally. But I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm pretty sure twin flames do exist. I just reject the idea of it. But yeah, with twin flame here, it says the answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. So a lot of you guys are involved in some sort of spiritual relationship, and this is why this attachment feels so heavy, like you cannot get away from it, like you have to die in some way to get away from this. It feels like you are going through some sort of a death, an ego death, in order to separate from this thing. That's why, because this is like a twin flame situation. Something has really immersed itself so deeply into your energy and your conscious and your psychology that it feels as though you're losing a part of yourself with this Death card over here as you detach from this Devil card energy. Underneath the deck, we have clear yourself, asking angels exactly to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. This is that Devil card energy. You guys are separating from it. You're getting away from that. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing happening for you, but it doesn't make it any less difficult. Final message here from your ancestors. Okay, we have look back to the basics, simplify, reduce, and center. I'm gonna read this out of the book. And then underneath the deck, we have get into nature, coexistence, gather, and limit waste. Watch your clothes that you wear over the next 30 days as well. Stay away from really heavy, depressing sort of colors, and that can be any color to anybody. Some people, maybe they look at pink and think it's like depressing as shit. Like I love black and it's not depressing, it's not heavy to me. So watch whatever colors you wear over the next 30 days. I don't know why that's coming through with this card specifically. And stay away from anything that just feels very heavy. Like literally you'll put it on your body, that color or something, and it just makes you feel heavier. Stay away from that for the next 30 days. Okay, and back to basics here says, simplify, reduce, center. The San are the oldest known inhabitants of southern Africa and have lived in the desert regions of the Kalahari for the past 20,000 years. Before modernization, the San people were semi-nomadic. I think I'm saying that right, San or San, I'm not sure, but it's right here if you guys wanted to look into that, S-A-N. For those of you that are more like educated in South Africa and stuff like that. But yes, the San people were semi-nomadic. They traveled in small family groups, moving with the seasons, following game migration, and searching for water and edible plants. They lived in temporary shelters, slept in caves, and under rock overhangs. The San people survived in harsh conditions, just like you've been surviving in very harsh conditions with death, the devil, chariot in reverse. It says the San people survived in harsh conditions due to their knowledge of the local plants, which they used for food and medicines. They also used them to make the poison for their hunting arrows. Yeah, some of you guys are definite healers in this pile. It says water is very scarce in the Kalahari, so the San got water from the roots of different plants and by digging in certain areas of sand. As nomads, the San had few possessions and usually only kept a small number of items that were easy to pack and essential for their survival. The ancestor speak here says, your life has been so busy lately, but now it's time to stop rushing. Center yourself and look at simplifying your life. Consider realigning with the basics and connecting with the essentials. Do you need all the material things in your life? Material things, the devil card right here. Are they fulfilling you or taking up room and using excess energy? Can you downsize, simplify, and donate or get rid of items that you don't need or use? This card may indicate travel or moving home. So some of you guys, in order to get away from whatever the situation, devil card energy, relationship, person may be, some of you guys may be moving home temporarily just to kind of get yourself back together or to get out of this situation. So some of you may feel as though you have to start back from the beginning. You may have to start with the basics. Like you may have to actually move home or something like that. Or this is something that you guys recently did. You may have done it over the summer or something like that. And this is something that you're maybe starting to come out of or starting to accept that this had to happen. The divinatory meaning here says, slow down. You do not need to be racing around trying to keep up with the newest trends, products, or what your friends and family have. Remember what is important to you, exactly with this devil card down here. This card is a reminder to appreciate the simple things. It may be time to declutter your home, your routine, your lifestyle, or your headspace. And pile 3, this is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time and thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. So we're starting off with your tarot cards here to see what it is that your ancestors want to talk about or talk to you about concerning advice, spiritual messages, any sort of good news and blessings, hidden things happening in and around your life, things coming to you that you maybe don't see just yet, guidance, support, assistance, whatever it is that they want to say to you about the next 30 days. I've just allowed them to sort of come through and deliver those messages. Now, again, I have set the energy in these messages today to cover your next 30 days or look into your next 30 days. Now, obviously, when it comes to the spiritual versus the mundane realm, timing works very different. Over here in the mundane, we have linear timing, yesterday, today, tomorrow. The spiritual realm, it's all the same thing. It's all right now. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. So whatever messages come up today, this could be something that happened in your recent past, is happening right now, or is happening in the future, in the coming future, in the next 30 days or something along those lines. But just keep that in mind because I'm also going to be pulling a lot of oracle cards for you today. I'm going to try to keep these messages as short as possible so you guys can check out other piles if you feel called to them. But that has not worked out so far. So anyways, let's just get started with your pile 4. Very first card that we have for you is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I do not use this deck enough, and it's a very beautiful card deck. Then we also have the Ace of Cups in reverse for you. And then this was the card underneath the deck for you. So this is more so hidden energy that your ancestors want to talk about. And this is the 5 of Wands. Some of you guys in this pile, you possibly feel attacked. This is more subconscious, unconscious, in your life, for instance, or just in history. There may be like these repeating sort of experiences that you've had where you have felt attacked. This Five of Wands is literally saying to me, your ancestors are saying to me about you specifically, pile 4, that literally, okay, this is going to sound weird, right? But it's like everybody else around you was wrong. Very rarely does that happen. Usually when everyone has a problem, it's usually the common denominator that's the actual problem. But your ancestors here are actually saying it's everyone else that's the problem. With this Five of Wands very specifically here. Over the next 30 days, that could be something that you guys come to accept, you come to learn, you come to see it that way. This could be therapy, opening your eyes. This could be a new relationship or a conversation that you have with someone, or a meditation, or some sort of realization and awareness that you come into where you kind of realize you don't have anything to blame yourself for per se. The things that you can do, you have done, you will do. You're going to do whatever it is that you can to make the situation better, not add issues to the situation, whatever this may be. But some of you guys, you feel targeted, you feel attacked, you feel victimized by more than one person. And these people definitely had agendas with this Five of Wands. I mean, look at that. Like, this Five of Wands is hypnotic. I cannot look away from it. I feel like somebody had an agenda. I feel like a group of people had one agenda. Possibly against you, pile 4, whatever this is. Okay. Pile 4, again, for you, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse, underneath the deck energy, Five of Wands. So there could be some also, okay, also what's coming through here is there could be some sort of procedure or test that needs to be redone or retaken. But it is going to work this time. This is totally some retrograde energy here easing up on you, pile 4. Some of you here may have a lot of natal planets retrograde in your own chart, especially any of the personal planets like Mercury, Venus, Mars. Now, Venus and Mars, they hardly ever go retrograde. It is the outer planets where it's like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Those go retrograde quite often. And they spend months retrograde, and Mercury, it goes retrograde like 3-4 times a year. Venus and Mars, those are the ones that go retrograde like once every couple of years or so. I think actually we're going to have we had a Venus retrograde leaving out of 2021 or moving into this year, 2022. And we're going to have a Mars retrograde at the end of this year, I believe. I'm going to need to recheck that. And then I'll add that in the pinned comment section if you guys are interested in that information. For your pile, specifically pile 4. But anyways, it may feel like you hit a lot of little issues in the recent month. Like last month, you may have felt like you kind of ran into a lot of little issues. Something you sent off or had done may have to be done again. That keeps coming through. Something may have to be done again, but it's for the last time. So this could even be like a conversation that you have to have again, or that somebody brings up again. There could even be somebody around you where it's just like they are committed to bringing up the past or bringing up the same conversation, the same argument, the same disagreement over and over and over again. Remember what you did X amount of years ago or X amount of months ago. Remember what so-and-so did X amount of years ago, X amount of months ago. They will not come off it. And yeah, this is something that you guys may be working on moving away from over the next 30 days, or you may actually just shut them down and be like, listen, I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't know. Write in your diary about it. I can't do it anymore. There's something here where you're not trying to be surrounded by this type of energy anymore. Some of you guys have even stopped watching things like maybe reality TV. There's just something about arguing. There's some sort of like tone of voice, or there's a certain word, or it's maybe the speed as that somebody talks. There's like a specific voice or a specific conversation or a specific topic that literally triggers you. And it triggers you into this state of shutting down. It just makes you shut down. It just makes you want to get away from it. I mean, whoever this is, if this is somebody in your life that keeps bringing up the same like argument or whatever is going on, you may literally just shut down, where they may have to ask you a few times, like, are you still there? Like, did you hear me? Or what do you think about that? They may have to really engage you to get your opinion because you're just so tapped out of this. You're zoned out, phased out, done. So yeah, there's just something here where it's like, doing it again. If it's not maybe a conversation or a disagreement or a problem or something like that, then this could just be, again, like having to do something again or send something off again, or maybe like take a test again. I don't know. But you are in way better hands this time around, pile 4. If this isn't you, this could be a loved one having to go through something again, because like maybe like, for example, the last doctor made a mistake last time. That won't happen this time because it's a different doctor. Just an example, but this is also some sort of important documents being sent off that didn't reach their destination, having to be sent off again. But again, it's for the last time, pile 4. Anything that you may have had to redo in October will be the last time, or over the next 30 days, because this is a timeless reading. So you may be saying this. I'm recording this right before we hit October and move into it. So this is timeless. So whenever you're saying this over the next 30 days, this is kind of like the last time this mistake is going to happen. As well as, too, my pile 4s are meeting someone very important in a very humble place in October or over the next 30 days. Like, this could be meeting your future business partner in like Target, or like your soulmate at like the grocery store. Very unexpected, but it's happening with the Ace of Cups in reverse over here. It's more so of them being drawn into you. There's something very intriguing about you. There's something that's very magnetizing about you. And it's more so, too, because you kind of stay out of certain situations. You stay out of the drama, you stay out of the toxicity, you don't engage in the talking behind people's backs, gossiping, anything like that. You don't lead with your ego, and people are able to see this, and this is what's drawing someone or something into you over the next 30 days as well, is this like you having your ego in check, or you kind of completely like just not moving through ego, not acting, not leading through ego. And it's going to make sense why something had a difficult time being delivered or sent somewhere, reaching its destination. Ace of Cups in reverse is a lot of my pile 4s. Some of you too, if you are traveling over the next 30 days, there could be your flight getting like rerouted, landing in a different city, but you make the most out of it. You make the best out of it. This could be like a layover being delayed a lot longer, and so maybe you get to spend the night in a different city, and at first it seems like a little bit of a problem, but you end up making the most out of it for sure, pile 4. But yeah, Ace of Cups in reverse, as well as a lot of my pile 4s feeling really good, having high quality energy after being forced, I'm hearing, to spend some time alone. So maybe you had to take a break from something, but this is you feeling a sense of renewal wherever you were exhausted before. For many of my pile 4s, this had to do with your sense of creativity as well as like passion. So for some of you, there was one particular relationship or a few relationships, again with this 5 of Wands, where you felt unloved. In a sense, I'm trying to find a better word, but it's like your friends may have not felt so friendly recently. Maybe your partner didn't really feel like your partner recently. This could be you having even had your first fight with a partner or a family member or a friend that's coming up over the next 30 days. Especially if this is a new relationship, you may have your first disagreement with someone over the next 30 days, but it doesn't tear you guys apart. If anything, you come out of this feeling even more secure in this connection or relationship. You trust them even more, especially with this 5 of Wands here. This is an argument type, an argument style, I'll call it, that you have never participated in before. Maybe you're used to people cutting deep when there's differences, or you're used to people hitting below the belt or retaliating in some way, or being competitive instead of trying to resolve things, or instead of trying to support. It's like there's too much ego involved. So even when you did something good, you had other people around you being like, oh, check out this cool thing that I also did too, just like refusing to let you have your moment with this 5 of Wands. Ace of Cups over here, just like refusing to allow you to bask in your own moments. Trying to keep the sun from shining on you. Just a lot of ego. You were surrounded by a lot of people that literally never graduated beyond, like they never matured beyond like their childhood or like middle school or something. It's like a defense mechanism for them to inflate their ego every time maybe like you do something where it seems like you're getting your cup filled up. They really try to stop your bag. I just heard that. So somebody may have actually even tried to stop your bag. Oh, we do have the Knight of Coins in reverse. I was about to say we don't have any coins cards here, but we do Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody may have even tried to stop your bag out of sheer jealousy with this 5 of Wands. Sheer, straight up jealousy. Light a candle on that ass. a white candle, black if you're feeling frisky, to get this damn energy away from you, and to keep it away from you. Things like black tourmaline, carrying that around you. If you have to interact with this person, be around this person, exchange and engage with this person, keeping something like black tourmaline, anything that'll kind of repel their energy away from you. Even clear quartz is extremely good to work with because it's abundant. You can find it damn near anywhere. It's going to be really affordable, really cheap. But the thing is that clear quartz is powerful AF, and you can program it to fit anything. It's not like a crystal like citrine where it has a specific niche, or it has this kind of like area that it focuses in. Like citrine has to deal with like abundance and confidence and the solar plexus chakra and our solar energy. Clear quartz doesn't have a specific intention or purpose. It's very general. Okay, so it's kind of like a multivitamin. It's like the multi-crystal of crystals. So even like using like a clear quartz or something like that, a white candle is the same exact thing as like a clear quartz. It's not necessarily, it doesn't already come with a specific kind of like program or frequency to it because it's so bland. It's very general when something is white or clear or something like that. So using a white candle maybe to keep this person's energy off of you and away from you, to repel them against you, putting your spiritual team onto this. But again, we're talking to your ancestors here about your next 30 days. So they're already onto this. This 5 of Wands could even double as your ancestors saying like, oh, we got it. Don't worry about it. Don't even get your fingernails dirty. But yeah, so this could be somebody trying to stop your bag. They were trying to stop you from making money, and they were doing this shit underhanded too. So this is somebody that was like smiling in your face, and they're not a friend. They're not a friend. This was somebody that was, oh my God, they would call you, act excited about whatever it was that you had going on, just because they wanted to keep up with what you had going on. And somebody, again, they may have tried to stop your bag. They may have tried to keep people from celebrating you, rewarding you, noticing you, anything like that. This is somebody who was trying to stay in the mix so they could keep interfering, is what I'm picking up with this 5 of Wands over here, Ace of Cups in reverse. And going back to this, if there is a new person that you just recently met, or there is a new person coming into your life over the next 30 days, you trust this person because of how you guys handle your disagreements and how you guys handle your arguments. There is a first-time argument with somebody here in this pile. Actually, for a lot of you here, it's a first-time argument happening here in some sort of relationship of yours. And this disagreement is just gonna feel refreshing. It sounds weird, but it's gonna feel very refreshing. And it's totally happening for most of you. And I don't know, something gets resolved very quickly and very maturely. It's really beautiful how easily you guys pinpoint whatever is going on and just work through it. You're not talking over each other, but still managing to look out for each other while working through these very different sides. It makes a lot of you feel like this is what a real friendship or real love looks like. I also see you looking in the mirror and smiling at yourself. And what this means spiritually, or translating it into a more mundane sense, is you appreciating yourself in the month of October or over the next 30 days, despite whatever differences may be happening, despite however somebody else may be trying to cut you down, or however a group of people may be trying to cut you down. This is you really still appreciating you and not believing what these other people say about you, for sure. 5 of Wands is it's a clashing of egos. None of them actually work together when we're dealing with the 5 of Wands, and this is why it follows the card known as the 4 of Wands, to show the stark differences between egos when they fit together and can coexist harmoniously together, like what we see in the 4 of Wands, versus what it is like when egos try to force themselves onto each other or are only committed to themselves. So the only thing that this produces is sheer chaos when we're dealing with the 5 of Wands. So there's a very similar situation happening over the next 30 days that happened in the past. And this is what you remember, is everybody being in it for themselves, people being very selfish, not looking out for you. They were, trying to have their own back and completely neglected you. Or it was all of your relationships were like this, where you may have felt, or people may have come off like they were only friends with you for selfish reasons. It was all about what they could gain out of you. And if you did not compensate their ego or make room for them by minimizing yourself or revolving around them, then it's like all hell would break out. They would accuse you of not being a real friend. You're not a real brother. You're not a real sister. You're not a real friend. You're not a real partner. Some people were even throwing it in your face. I have this other friend, or my ex was never like you, or my ex-friend was never like you, or my so-and-so was never like you. This is people really trying to paint you as the problem pile for it, and you don't believe it. Many of you over the next 30 days, you're going to come to realize like they were lying this whole time, or you already realize it with the energy that you're moving into over the next 30 days. And so over the next month, you're going to feel what it's like when you don't have to make room for people's inflated, fragile ass egos and sense of pride. You may notice if you meet someone new over the next month that you have this natural response because it's what you were used to in your older relationships. And this new person may point it out. So like, for example, maybe you got used to people ignoring you emotionally. This new person is going to be able to sense and see that like you have this natural knee-jerk reaction to not talking about your emotions. So they may ask you like, well, how are you feeling? And you say like, oh, I'm feeling fine. It's just like this natural reaction for you to just like not even go in depth with your emotions. And this new person notices that, and they pull you out of that. They pull this out of you and they make you feel safe enough. And they even bring it to your awareness like, oh my God, I do just try to ignore my emotions. Oh my God, I do just push them to the side. And they make you aware of that. They make you aware with, I don't want to just throw this word around loosely, but they make you aware of this like abuse or mistreatment or disrespect that you have put up with in the past. They make you come to the realization that, oh my God, I was dealing with disrespect. I was dealing with abuse. I was dealing with mistreatment. I was dealing with some really horrible toxic things here that you may have normalized with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. And so it's like this new situation, this new job, this new person, something comes through as this new example of how you should be treated. And it opens you up as well. This could even be your own realization of like, this is not okay anymore. And really kind of realizing who the actual problem is, what the actual problem is, and not being lied or manipulated about what the actual issue is anymore, and not blaming yourself anymore. So it's a very beautiful thing that you're coming into, very healthy sort of chapter that you're moving into over the next 30 days. And if this isn't a new person, then this is you feeling safer and giving yourself permission to break out of this conditioning that constant fighting molded you into, with this Five of Wands, Ace of Cups in reverse. So it's no more chaos and egos and unnecessary drama around you that was always happening. You're completely out of that moving into this new month here. So let's get some cards here from your ancestors, just any more details they want to talk about or bring to your awareness, your attention that I didn't touch on. Any sort of timing windows. Okay, so we have here, dance with fire, do more of what makes you happy, and feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you and lights your soul on fire. Do what makes you happy. This is something that you're coming to realize with the Five of Wands, is maybe how much you kind of neglected what makes you happy. Maybe you literally kept yourself from embracing things that made you feel good because it's really what you thought you deserved for a long time. Over the next 30 days, especially with this Ace of Cups in reverse, you are literally going to be able to see this well of self-love. Because it's not that our self-love leaves us when we're taught to not like ourselves. It's that it's sort of like it's pushed into a different compartment. We compartmentalize our independence, our identity, our individuality. We compartmentalize the way that we define ourselves when we're conditioned in a certain way. And it takes a long time. That's why they call it going back home, leading yourself back home, because you're getting back to your own authentic nature and truth. But you have to really work through all of that conditioning to take your own individuality out of that place that you kind of compartmentalized it into. And so this is you guys saying like, I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. You guys may have even come into realizing there was a little bit of self-abuse going on here. Maybe there was something that you were putting up with, and maybe you start to look at it as like, man, I was really allowing something here, but you're not going to do it through a way where it's like you're criticizing yourself or judging yourself. You're not going to do it in a way where it's like you take on blame for yourself. Yeah, exactly. Spiritual rebirth here. Let go of your old self. Yeah. And allow the authentic self, exactly, to emerge, to reunite your soul with the divine source. That's that Ace of Cups in reverse down here. Like I said, it's not that your self-love, it's not that this divine source disappears. We can never be disconnected from self-love, divine source, the divine, the most high itself. We can never be disconnected from that. We can never be disconnected from our fate, our path, our future, who we are. We never get disconnected from that. It's just more so that we kind of, it's more so that we just kind of learn how to separate from it. We learn how to distract ourselves from the truth. We learn how to lie to ourselves. And so this could even be, this could definitely be you guys kind of like saying to yourself, like, yeah, I'm not going to allow that anymore when it comes to doing things that really make you feel good and doing things that make you feel like you're dancing with fire, you're having a spiritual rebirth. If you guys see her wings here. So this is like you guys just sort of finding your wings, you're finding new life, new light, new reasons to love yourself, new things to make you smile and make you happy. We also have here live differently. Real progress calls for not just new thoughts, but new patterns and doing things differently to make the journey more fulfilling. Exactly. This is that Dance with Fire card that came out. And underneath the deck for you guys, pile 4, we have here, no rush. Put your heart into it, but don't rush. There are valuable lessons along the way that will prepare you for the future. And this is that Knight of Pentacles energy in reverse, because that is a very slow moving card. But in reverse for you guys, maybe you guys were trying to convince yourselves to rush into something or out of something, and you're going to come to realize that that's also a form of self-neglect. I need to move at my own pace. I need to do everything on my time, at my pace, under my definition, and so this is you guys just getting led back to you with this Ace of Cups in reverse over the next 30 days. Let's get some timing windows from your ancestors. Let me see if all 3 of these are you guys' cards. One second. No, they're not. Okay. These are not your cards. Hold on. Yeah, let's see if we can get any more messages about the timing of things happening in your life right now, or whatever may be happening. Whatever it is that your ancestors are working on. Hold on. These cards are so slippery. Oh, and underneath the deck, we have not the right time. Underneath the deck, a chaotic situation, divorce, legal system, loss, pain, challenges, and provocation. We also have this year, bide your time. Oh, these were face down. I'm going to show you guys anyways. We have Aries season, Scorpio season. And then also we have later than you think. It says overcoming the trap of ego. Yes, that 5 of Wands, clash of egos. It says pride, strength, authority, courage. Stop getting in your own way. So for some of you guys, this 5 of Wands is detailing something that you used to do. This sort of like natural knee-jerk reaction to stopping yourself, or your ego stopping yourself, or your ego creating issues and creating challenges in a way that maybe kept you from being more authentic, living more authentically. We also have here, though, Scorpio season, don't obsess over the results. Jealous, secrets, intensity, passion. Take the time to think things through. Like I said, this is sheer envy here. Sheer envy, jealousy. This is people lying on you, doing things, trying to stop your bag, possibly for some of you guys. For some of you guys, it's just you. For others of you, this is just other people. And for a select few of you, this is people outside of you, as well as certain maybe limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, or ways that you talk to yourself or deal with yourself. That's also kind of causing these blockages here. But over the next 30 days, that's what your ancestors is really helping you chip away at and relieve yourself of. Then we also have your Aries season, spontaneity creates a shift. Exactly. Spark, bold, self-honesty, courage. Choose what feels most true to you, like Dance with Fire right here. Exactly. Then we also have bide your time, follow the signs of the universe, divine guidance, synchronicities, wait quietly for a good opportunity. So there's a good opportunity coming into you guys that you may have been waiting quietly for, that's going to come up over the next 30 days. And then we also have here this year, growth inside fuels growth outside. Strength, roots, stability, family. You will reap what you sow. Pile 4, this is not just for you. This is whoever in pile 4 that has been dealing with a person or a group of people that were attacking you for no reason. These people literally will reap what they sow with this card right here. This is talking about those people. Let's get some angel numbers for you. I forgot to pull these cards. Angel numbers for you over the next 30 days that have messages. Let me get one more. Hold on. All right. And then underneath the deck, we have 7777, signs that you're on the right path. Things will manifest quickly. Okay. We also have here, let me flip all these over. All of these were flipped face down, which means that these are hidden messages for you guys. Okay, all of them are. So pay attention to repeating numbers. We have 2222, sign of balance and harmony. Maintain your balance with positivity. 1919, 555. We have 88 and 1234. So let me read all of these. I just wanted to get through them before my camera shut off, because it shuts off after filming for a while. So hold on. All right, starting off with 222, we have sign of balance and harmony. Maintain your balance with positivity. Yeah, so some of you guys were leaning too much into negativity, and it was also whatever was happening with this 5 of Wands over here. So really your ego felt quite fragile, or somebody else's ego around you felt quite fragile. And it really wasn't helping, because they thought that the only way to fix themselves or make themselves feel better was to kind of beat up on your ego and your sense of pride and identity. So yeah, this is a sign of balance and harmony also coming in with 2222. This could also be talking about a new person coming in, or more harmony and balance coming into your current relationships, your relationships that are around you right now. We have 1919, sign of patience. Patience and hard work make dreams a reality. So do not stop. This 5 of Wands here may be saying like you're really fighting you're really fighting with ego, or you're fighting other people's ego and pride. You're fighting a situation where there's a lot of ego involved. And so here the sign of patience is saying like, just be patient with the process. You don't have to make things happen right now. You don't have to win this battle with this 5 of Wands here right now. Be patient, because there's a lot of things that's being worked out in the spiritual realms for you where you barely have to do anything. We have 555, sign of transformation. There we go. You can expect the unexpected. That's beautiful. We have 88, sign of enlightenment. You have achieved wisdom and find success. That's something also happening over the next 30 days. You guys achieving some level of wisdom and finding some success somewhere. 5 of Wands does predate, or it comes before the 6 of Wands, which is the card of success. It's one of the cards of success in tarot. So this could be a sign of transformation, saying that you're finally about to move past this 5 of Wands situation. 5 is definitely, it's the halfway point in the minor arcana. So this definitely talks about a battle. It talks about a square aspect where there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of differences, there's things happening and moving, and it's not a very easy thing to get through. But once you do, it's like, ooh, okay, done push past that. Now we can move forward. So there's a transformation coming where there's a struggle or a challenge or a difficulty, and you can expect the unexpected rising from this 5 of Wands situation where there may have been a lot of pain and disappointment and hurt. You can expect actual love with this Ace of Cups in reverse to sprout from this 5 of Wands, heavily ego influenced situation. You can expect this Ace of Cups in reverse love to sprout through this 5 of Wands situation. And this 5 of Wands situation is heavily influenced by a lot of ego. So the fact that love is literally going to come out of this space is where you guys can expect to see the transformation there. And also the enlightenment. So that may be where the love is coming from. This 5 of Wands situation with all these egos involved is from enlightenment. So it could be the 5 of Wands people that you're dealing with that come into a form of enlightenment where they're like, you know what I'm doing isn't right. I need to stop. Maybe this isn't okay for me to do this. Or they don't come to realize this. This could be you guys coming to realize this yourself, and there's some enlightenment that you guys are moving towards where you achieve wisdom and you find success. And then we have here 1234, exactly, sign of progression. Things align for a new spiritual journey. This is you guys coming out of this 5 of Wands situation. Totally coming out of this 5 of Wands situation. So get ready to rejoice for that. Let's get some cards talking concerning your finances and career over the next 30 days, what your ancestors want to say about that. First card that we have here is unethical. Yeah, somebody with this Five of Wands, like, yeah, somebody was doing some some unethical shit, stopping somebody's bag here in the pile 4, because they were literally just that jealous. They were that jealous. Okay, it says here unethical. Unethical behavior can lead to some serious consequences. Someone is stealing or lying to you about money. Yeah, somebody was trying to stop your bag, like I said, with this Knight of Coins in reverse. It says someone is stealing or lying to you about your money, Don't sacrifice your morals for money. Don't sacrifice your morals. Five of Wands right here. Wands does talk about conscious spirit. It's the element of fire. So this is all about our identity and who we are. So don't sacrifice your identity and who you are behind this battle, behind this fight, okay? Because the truth will prevail. We also have here risk, and it says taking a calculated risk is sometimes necessary in order to advance. Have the courage to face the fear of uncertainty. Don't focus on the outcome. The odds are better than you think. There's a calculated risk you guys are going to be taking over the next 30 days that your ancestors want to just sort of come through and say, like, we've got you through this. Like, don't worry, it may feel very risky, but we've got you through this. You may feel as though you are fighting by yourself, a whole group of people with this Five of Wands, but we're the only backup that you need, you know? So you guys may physically look like you're alone and outnumbered, but you're not. Spiritually, it's the exact opposite. Whatever it is that you guys may think you're seeing physically, and other people may think that they're seeing physically, other people may feel big and bad because they think that you're physically alone and by yourself, but what they don't and they may think that they're outnumbering you in the physical realm, but what they don't understand is that in the spiritual realm, they're actually outnumbered by a lot. Okay? You are the many and they are the few in the spiritual realm. And that's something that your ancestors want to come through and reassure you of. And this is why you're going to feel as though you get the better of the whole situation, or a lot of people, by yourself, you know, or people may come back to you and even apologize and be like, I was wrong. I handled things wrong. And it may be a little bit shocking here, but it could definitely happen if they have enough sense. Some of you guys are dealing with people that are so damn ignorant, they can't even bring themselves to apologize, because this is how much jealousy and envy is in their heart. Okay, and that's their problem, not yours. But it says here, emotions underneath the deck. Your emotions are affecting your finances. You're paying too much attention to your love life and ignoring your career. Earn money doing something that you love, or a dream job might be offered to you over the next 30 days. That could be something that happens. And do not allow whatever the situation is here, this jealousy, this issue. Some of you guys, for this emotions card to come out, some of you guys, you feel like your own partner, your own romantic partner, your own boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, spouse, person, partner, life partner is jealous of you. You guys could definitely be dealing with that. And if that's the case, this is something that is going to, again, the ancestors are going to work it out in their own way. Okay, they're going to work it out in their own way for sure, because this is not something that you guys are meant to deal with alone at all. You guys have a whole spiritual team behind you assisting you for real. So even if this is a partner of yours, they need to cool it. If they're jealous of you in any way, they need to watch that energy, because maybe you aren't as aware. Maybe you're still trying to figure out if a partner of yours is jealous of you, if that's happening for you. Let me shuffle these. These are sticking together. It's a new deck. Maybe some of you guys are still trying to figure out, maybe you're like, why does it feel like my spouse or my partner, my person is like jealous of me? And that's because intuitively you may be picking up on their own emotions over here. But again, don't let that interfere with your job and your money and your success and your bag. Don't let it interfere with that, okay? Try to keep going when it comes to work. The card that we have for you is, okay, underneath the deck we have enjoy music, instruments, sound, tone, healing bath, sound baths, things like that. Healing bath, sound baths, things like that may really help you guys. But the main card that came out for you that I'm going to read out of the deck is connect with animals. Animals, spirit guides, healing, past pets are coming through to give you some love, you guys. So especially for those my pile 4s that feel alone, if you have an animal that passed over, they are sending you love, support, guidance. They're trying to also send you a lot of comfort. And you see the way that like their third eyes are kind of like, or their heads are kind of connected right here. Yeah, some of you guys, you may do that with your pet right now, or that's something that you may have done with the pet that passed on. And this is something that they still do to you. From the spiritual side, they still connect with you through this third eye. So some of you guys, you may even see your pets that have passed on. Yeah, you guys, some of you guys, you're seeing your pets in your dreams, whether they are passed on or still here. You're seeing them in your dreams because they're trying to connect with you on this other level where, because this Five of Wands energy is very toxic energy. This is somebody that's very jealous. And so your pets are feeling that. They're sensing that. They can feel you. They can sense you. My pile fours, whether your pet is here or has passed on, they can sense this Five of Wands energy. They don't like it. And so the way that these animal spirits are coming through for you is they're coming through to give you some compassion, some love, some support where you don't feel so alone and you don't feel so ganged up on. Okay, because especially if your pet has passed on, they know for a fact that like they were a comfort to you, and now that you're alone, they're also feeling you being alone, and they're feeling like, you know what, like they want you to feel them give you a hug and give you this comfort and give you this support. So even if you can't sense them right now, and they're, especially if they're passed on, just say their name and say thank you for the love, because they're definitely doing this for you. And it would like literally make their heart just sing with joy to hear you or see you acknowledge them if you've never done that before spiritually. Okay, so let's see what connect with animals. Look what literally I accidentally opened up. I thought it was the page to the card, but this one says connect with past loved ones. So this is also past loved ones as well, you guys, pile 4, that's coming through and offering you the same compassion and support besides just the ancestors. So connect with animals here says the Sami, I'm not sure. This is the word right here if you wanted to look it up. But it says the Sami of the Nordic countries were originally nomads. During the summer, they lived in teepee-like tents known as katas, which could easily be removed as they traveled with their animals. In the winter, sturdier peat huts kept them warm. The Sami originally hunted wild reindeer for food and raw materials, but over time learned how to tame, manage, and keep them in herds. Domesticated reindeer were used for milking, transportation, and to attract wild reindeer when they were hunting. Family groups called Sida, I believe, shared resources. The fishing families lived in more permanent communities, whereas the Sami, who lived off of the land, hunting and breeding reindeer, usually lived a more nomadic life. So some of you guys in this pile 4, you are deeply, like you are serious animal people, for sure. Okay, yeah, so this is like your companions, your soulmates, are, for a lot of my pile 4s, are your animals. You really get connected to them. You really get attached to them. But it says here, between winter grazing in the forest and summer pastures high in the mountains, they traveled hundreds of miles with their tame reindeer. Many of these traditions continue in new generations of Sami in Finland, Norway, Sweden, and Russia. So it's like no matter what, energetically, what your pet is coming through and saying for a lot of my pile 4s is they were there for you through everything. And this is why they're not feeling bad, but they're just feeling like they wish that some of my pile 4s could sense them over there, saying like, you're not alone. I know you're going through this and I'm still with you. They're still your companion is what they're trying to say. They may even follow you around. So if some of my pile 4s have moved recently, your pet is also saying that they followed you into this new space as well. But the ancestors speak here says you have a natural connection with animals. Yeah, they are drawn to your energy and trust you. You have a gift for communicating with and healing all kinds of animals, including fish and birds. You may have been thinking about working with animals, adopting a rescue animal, volunteering at an animal shelter, or looking after injured wildlife. If you already work with animals or have pets of your own, this card is confirmation that you are on the right track. Keep up the great work you are doing with animals. For those of you guys that are on my Patreon and you just saw the recent pick a card, exclusive Patreon pick a card that I posted about what type of magician are you and what type of magic do you perform and are performing right now, that pile where the animals came through, and I mentioned to you guys, some of you guys may think of an animal and then they will appear at your house within like a few hours or a few days. This is also your pile here, or that pile in that reading is also your pile, or there's messages in both for you in both readings. Just wanted to also connect that there. But the divinatory meaning here says this card may bring a message from a beloved pet that has passed away. Try to see or sense your beloved pet. You may feel heat or tingling on your body or feel your pet's presence around you. Your pet wants you to know it is happy, that it loves you very much, and is still around you and your family. This may also be a sign that your animal spirit guides are trying to get in touch with you. Pay attention to any animals you are drawn to or that keep appearing for you, as this may be a clue to who your animal spirit guide is. Your animal spirit guide will always be with you. It will give you physical warnings like an animal instinct. Oh, cool. It says when you need to pay attention or be alert. So try to connect with your animal spirit guide today. Beautiful. And pile 4. This is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you guys come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys.